Wayne Gretzky patch jersey, autograph for well under $1,000.
I mean, you start up hot. I mean, they expect to maintain that throughout your whole career. But, everybody knows there's ups and downs to everything.
What do you guys think of Marvin cards?
I think it's beautiful. I think it's a great move.
So when it comes down to card value, right? Breeze and Aaron Rodgers don't compare to Tom Brady. What's up, everybody?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
How we doing out there? This is What's the Flavor?
That intro, woo! You guys,
you like that?
The intro you guys working on the new intro. I see.
Yeah, we kind of shook it up a little bit, man.
I love it.
Kind of went with that Miami Vice Scarface beat.
Yeah.
Man,
Miami vibes, but more like Vegas vibes for you, right?
Vegas vibes. The Mint Collective. We're gonna get into that when we have a few more people in here. It was a great event. I got back this morning. It's a great event.
It seemed like it. Everybody that I know was there. It was like a party.
That's the thing, man. It was a lot of people there. There were a lot of people there. It was a chance to, it was a different event for me because this is the first time I really knew people before I met them.
Maybe
I've been on live with them. Maybe I watched the live that they did. Maybe I communicated with them on Instagram or sent them an email before or commented on something that they put up. And so you knew them, you knew of them, but I had never met them before. And that was the cool experience. And we're talking about people from all over the hobby, vintage dealers, people who buy cars, sell them in a shorter turnaround, those who are long-term collectors, content creators, either on Instagram, social media, or YouTube. Different companies being represented. You got eBay there, and I don't want to leave anybody out, but you got eBay there. You got Whatnot there. You had the collectible app. Just a bunch of different people there. There was a great exhibit with, and we're going to show all this in content going forward, but a great exhibit with Jesse Owens and Jackie Robinson artifacts from their careers, Olympic gold medals on the Jesse Owens side, certificates of him going to the Olympics, a contract that Jackie Robinson signed back in 1948, just a bunch of different stuff that you could see and experience. We talked about a little bit ago, I think before we got on, that the panels were great. I mean, you had interaction with professional athletes. There was an event at night where Paul Pierce came through, and many people were able to meet him personally.
Oh, wow.
And talk to him. Emmitt Smith came in and signed autographs at the eBay booth. Peyton Manning and Jerry Rice were there as speakers on panels. Josh Luber, Jeff Wilson from Sports Card Investor, and just many, many others. Car Ladder was well represented. Had a chance to meet almost everyone at Car Ladder and talk to them personally. It was a very cool event, man. It was cool all the way around. There was like impromptu trade nights that were going on. I spent the most time in the MGM Grand that I've ever spent since I ever went to Vegas.
Yeah,
it's a very nice place to be. It was good, man. I mean,
I bet, man. I saw just watching it from over here. I was like, man, it seemed like a party. It was just like a social house. It was just everybody was having a good time. It was still a card show, but you had the idea. It was like I said last week, it was gonna be like a social house. Like you're gonna meet a lot of people that you're gonna be able to network, and that seemed like it would happen too. So watching, I was like, man, I was this close to getting in the car this morning and just to experience the last day. I was that close to getting in the car, but I was like, no, I gotta be patient. Just be patient, especially with the gas prices over here.
Yeah. Gas prices. that could be a whole segment in its own right.
Yeah.
Gas prices are interesting, but it was a great event, man. Hero 3, Flavors Aaron Judge. This will be a 50-year home run season this season. I truly hope so.
I hope so. I need him. I need him. I need him.
You know, when you have big guys and they're swinging a bat, him and Stanton both, as well
Yeah.
as other guys in Major League Baseball, there are a lot of things that can go wrong. So
Mhm.
physically, so I
Yeah.
hope he's going to do well. Your boy Huss, what's popping, everyone? How you doing? Colorado Sports Too. Wasn't a lot of presentations or any knowledge dropped on what's going on in the hobby this year. Um, there were some conversations that took place in panels.
Yeah.
Um, there was some conversation, but I mean, this was just it was just a cool event to me. Just walking around, so everybody knows, like we got there Friday morning. G and I got there Friday morning. We left this morning, so it really was a
Oof.
Friday, Saturday. Yeah, doing it for the people, man. Doing it.
Sure, you have to, man. That's I'm telling you, just watching everything, the panels, like you said, the conversations that I caught, a few the stories and everything. I was like, man, it was super informative. Like I felt like everything that they said was super informative, and they had the right platform. I mean, you're in Vegas,
Yeah,
I feel like that might be maybe the show of the year, possibly, just because of what everything they got going. At
yeah. I
the
think I personally think it's going to grow and grow and grow. There was some conversations about that when we were there. It's interesting to be at some of the first time that it occurs, but I can see that it can get bigger and bigger and bigger. I talked to individuals that came out of different panels,
hmm
and they felt like the information was informative. It was helpful. Some people who are well versed in the car hobby felt like they still learned some things from those conversations. Anytime to me you have information being exchanged in,
Yeah,
in a format like that, I would think that there would be beneficial information shared with people from those who are leaders of certain organizations, participants on different levels. They had great moderators. I enjoyed this event. I don't. Everyone has their opinion, and their opinion should be shared. But I don't. I just don't know how you go to this event, come out, and like, nah, that wasn't that good. I don't. It would shock me
no,
if I heard someone with that feedback.
I agree. Like I said, it was just like a big show, but it was more to it than the show. I feel like this is how shows might be moving forward if they do it right. They got panels, they had like all these events for everybody. I just felt like it was so easy if you're going to a show this week and know what you're looking for. Everything else was a plus, and the cards was awesome. I'm sure there was a lot of cards that you guys saw or that you saw that you really don't see over here.
Oh yeah, yeah. There were many cars that I saw that you don't see in LA, or you don't see on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
At least I didn't see on a regular basis. There were multiple levels of cards that were on tables. It was just very cool to me. OG Card Scammer, yo yo yo. Sorry I missed y'all in Las Vegas. Decided for next weekend in Dallas WrestleMania. Colorado. Hi, both of you. To the both of you and everybody. Sounds like an exciting show here, and yet I'm excited to hear about the Mint Collective. I'm trying to think of something that I may have missed. Um,
I'm sure there's like for what I was following, there's everybody that I know personally was there. Like was the card I can't believe the Collect app center stage was
oh yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
I feel like
Collective had a setup in the back. They had some great pieces of, like, they had some cards back there, other pieces of memorabilia back there on showcase. Yeah,
PSA was there, Becca, everybody was there. I was like, man, this is like I feel like this is what the Nationals would be like, right? Is that the kind of vibe that I mean, I haven't been to a Nationals, but just seeing everybody story and all their feedback and everything, I was like, man, this feels like this is what the Nationals should be like.
it was like a big event like the National with a focus on the card hobby and what's going on in the card hobby.
Like the
The
future.
National, you have a lot of memorabilia, yeah, Uh, it just has grown so much. You have a lot of autograph stuff. Here, that was a focus on cars, and I felt like every aspect of card collecting, selling, and everything in between was well represented at this event.
Yeah, I can see why you said that too. Like I said, with the breaking, the retail stores that they talked about, it's just I feel like you said they covered every single thing that you need to know about the hobby. If you're maybe like you probably could say like a beginning, like a beginners for a show, right? If you want to learn about the hobby, I mean, everybody was there.
Everybody was there. And what the cool part about it to me, we talked about as we were walking around that Friday, excuse me, that Saturday, yesterday,
Uh huh.
I walked the show. I kid you not. I probably walked the show 18 times.
18.
We walked.
How big was it? How big are we talking?
Oh, it was very, very big, very
Pachanga?
spacious. A lot of room in between tables to walk, major aisleways.
Was it like Pachanga big or?
It felt bigger than that. It was bigger than that. It felt
Okay,
bigger.
okay. I just want to have an idea.
It
What?
felt. I think it was bigger than that. Yeah, it was bigger than that.
Okay, yeah.
There
I
was
mean,
plenty of room. I mean, you were, but there were hundreds of tables.
every table was filled. I'm
Every
assuming.
table was filled.
Yeah.
Very nice stuff for sale. I don't. I just can't. It's one of those things where it was like a major show plus a corporate event with panels. Friday when we started, there was a kind of a meet and greet social that started,
Yeah.
I think, at 7 o'clock. Yeah, it started at 7 o'clock. You could go into the show itself and meet different people. Tables were set up. People were buying cards. There were negotiations taking place. I met a lot of people that night. Talked to them, took pictures with them. Probably took more pictures with people and had conversations with people on that night outside of the what's happening around you
Of
uh,
course.
than probably ever before. It was kind of cool to be able to get into the area early and walk around. Trying to make sure I'm not missing anything for everybody. That I tried to take advantage of that setting because it was different in the show. There was a different level of energy than
Mhm.
what was in the show. People were talking to each other. You saw a lot of people moving around. There was a buzz of conversation in the background while you're talking to somebody else, and you could turn. And there were panels in the back, panels by the Collect app in the back, and different people were talking. Jeremy Lee was hosting one panel, talking about different things. Then you had a panel on card shop owners that Santiago Sports and Rob from Burbank were on, which was very good. It was just a great time, man. Jaspys was there. Mr. Jasperson was there. I mean, his son is there. I saw Ryan and Rob from Burbank. Ryan was moving around. Talked to him briefly. Talked to Rob. This was a setting where you could talk to a lot of people face to face that you may not have met before this, or may not have had the atmosphere to talk to them on a one-on-one basis.
Yeah.
I think if people came there wanting to grow their network, talk to people,
Hmm.
kind of build a brand, or let people know who they are,
Yeah.
this is a great atmosphere for that.
Yeah. That's the main reason why I wanted to go, because that's what I felt like it was going to be like, just a networking social club and still cards. I think the next 2 weeks I go up to the Bay, that's just going to be cards. You know what I mean? It's going to be a totally different atmosphere. It's going to be more focused on buying and selling and trading the card shows I'm going to. So it's just crazy how it different the two shows I'm going to, what you went to this past weekend. It's
Well,
crazy how
those
short.
shows. Let's before we continue, let's speak on this from Richard. Aaron Judge is playing so good because there's a contract here. He's been plagued with injuries. He's a quick flip, but he doesn't have the Hall of Fame numbers to get in so far. Need more productivity. What year is Aaron Judge in?
It's going in his fifth year,
Yeah,
2017 rookie year.
yeah, it's only his fifth year. He's had some injuries. Um,
I mean,
I
he
think
won rookie of the year his rookie year, and then he came. He's always been in like top 5 and MVP
mhm.
voting. So I mean, I feel like he is, but like you say, he gets hurt. You know, that's the only thing that's holding him back. But when he's healthy, he's up there in RPIs, he's up there in home runs, the WAR stats. So I mean, it's always the same conversation with these players if they're not healthy. Is you just got to be healthy.
So he has 158 home runs in his career. He's batting 276 with 571 hits. Um, yeah, he's averaging 114, excuse me, 162 hits a season.
That's
And
all right.
yeah,
That's okay. I mean, because he's more of a power. He's not really a contact hitter. He's more of a power hitter. So I feel like that's okay. Because usually the
mhm,
number they want to get to is 300, right?
yeah, 158 home runs, and this is his sixth season.
Six season.
Started
Okay.
started in 2016.
Oh, okay.
Only played 114 games in 2020. I mean, I think he's progressively on his way to being a great player. He
Yeah.
just has to be healthy and on the field.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if I can take off his Hall of Fame credentials right now, or even think about them. You know,
No,
after
man.
this good season. I
Baseball
was,
is a long term. You can't. Only person that probably will get to that number is probably Otani and Trout. You
mhm.
know, that's what they're able to do. But Aaron Judge, Mookie Bet, well, maybe Mookie Betts just because of his the rings. You know, he's a multiple champion.
No, I
So
think Betts is going to have a wonderful season this year.
yeah,
I don't see Betts having the season he had last year back to back. And let's look at Mookie Betts. You know, I want to make sure I give respect to what the Mook
oh, he's
did.
good, man. I don't like the Dodgers at all, but I mean, because he came from the Red Sox, so I couldn't stand him either. But you know, him and JD Martinez, I can't stand, especially Justin. What's the shortstop? Just I don't know, but the shortstop they used to have, man, I can or second baseman, I couldn't stand him.
So he has 178 home runs, 567 RBIs. He's batting. He's batting 296 throughout his career.
But he has a lot. I think he has Gold Gloves, right?
Yeah,
That's what separates him and Aaron Judge. He has Gold Gloves, but I don't think he has a silver bat. Does he?
let me look here. Five-time All-Star, two-time World Champion, AL MVP in 2018.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, he's putting up. He got four Silver Slugger awards, five-time Gold Glove. Wilson, Defensive Player of the Year in 2016. AL Batting Champion, 30-30 Club. Mookie Betts is no joke.
Yeah, yeah.
No joke. So I think he's going to keep doing his thing. It's interesting to track a player's career, right? Like he has 1,152 hits. And
1100.
yeah,
How long he's dang? He might get if he, but he's not a power hitter either. He's a contact hitter, so
contact hitter. He started in
he gets on base.
2014. So he's been playing.
So he might play 16 years maybe if he's lucky.
Yeah.
So he might have a chance if he I think if he stays with the Dodgers, I think he has a chance as long as you're with a team that's able to protect you offensively on the lineup. You have a chance to be successful.
You do. You do. Let's see here. How close? This is Brian 11. How close is Jacob DeGrom to get into the Hall of Fame? 250 lifetime ERA.
Whew. He's close because he's close. He's Yeah. Only thing is he's not really healthy, but other than that, he's dominant. I thought Noah Syndergaard at the time was better than him. Nah, Jacob DeGrom is a way, especially with Scherzer now on board. It's really crazy.
Well, DeGrom has 77 wins and an ERA over his career of 2.50. Last year he had an ERA of 1.08.
Yeah, you can score on him. Good luck.
Yeah, just interesting. I mean, in 2020, he had 5.78 strikeouts per win. It's just interesting how pitchers, their longevity later into their career.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
like right
I
now,
agree.
look at certain pictures just from Verlander, Hall of Fame. And I remember there was a time when I lived in Detroit that was a question mark on, is he going to be able to withstand the innings that he needs to pitch and the wins that he needs to get and the strikeouts to get himself up into that conversation. Some people at the time thought no. When he
Yeah,
went to Houston is when he started solidifying some things. You got to think Justin Verlander didn't have a World Series championship.
yeah, until he went to Detroit, went into Houston.
That's
But
right.
that situation in Houston, even though they cheated, but they still,
Yeah,
they
and they
still,
cheated. Yeah,
even well, he didn't cheat necessarily, but being as a pitcher, I still feel like being a pitcher is probably the hardest thing to do, just because I mean, the game's on you when you're pitching. If you could give up 3 runs, and that might be the game,
that's
so it's
true.
really up on you.
That is true. The Brian, the Mets never score for him though,
Yeah,
but a little amount of wins aren't really his fault. True.
yeah, he has a lot of no decisions. That's the thing. I mean, he could pitch 8 innings and then give up a run, but he can't even score a run. So that's why I'm telling you, pitchers they get hit a lot just because it's all on them.
And if anybody out there was at the Mets Collective Saturday, Sunday, spending time, chime in. Let us know what you thought as well. When you were at the event, people you met, conversation you had. I met a lot. I met people that watch this
Yeah,
show.
I saw you met Sin City, right?
Yeah, Sin City, man. We walked the show. It was a
Oh,
pleasure
nice.
meeting him. Um, yeah, he watches. We were talking about things that happen in different shows. He's like, Sin City's watching. He's a great collector. He's moving more into vintage baseball and Marvel cards, but he has an impressive collection already. He was able to make some moves at the show. Has a knowledge of the game. It's just cool to meet people and actually put a face to a name. That
Exactly.
yeah, and
Exactly.
I ran into several other people that watch, gave me some feedback, commented. Maybe coming to future shows in California. Sin City, I think, is thinking about coming to the Del Mar show.
Yeah.
So
That's gonna be a card show for sure. That's gonna be a
that's
card.
going to be very, very interesting. I think it's going to be a card show. I'm just thinking in my mind, like, how long would it take to walk the show?
Oh,
We're going to break that thing up and be strategic about our approach and
that
how
is
we
so
walk.
true.
Yeah, I
That is
can't. I can't get there, and then after 2-3 days, I still look around and say I haven't walked, I haven't talked to people. I think it's going to be a great place to have conversations with folks and learn different things. And
no
I
that
think there's going to be some people that's coming in that I may not have seen at a show before.
I 100% agree because you could get so overwhelmed. When I first went to what show was it? Probably when I went to the Nostalgia show. It was a big show. No, not Nostalgia. Okay, yeah. I'll just use that example. So I went to that one. It was a big show, so I didn't know where to start.
Okay.
I did not know what to do. I didn't have it. I had a strategy, but that whole thing changes. When you're a rookie going to your first NBA game, like this is how you're going to play, blah blah blah. Once the lights turned on, I was like, man, it's so overwhelming because you see the YouTubers if you're lucky enough to see them, you see them doing their thing. You see the people that have those high end cards in person. So you're just like,
Mhm.
wow, where do you even start? So after that, I was like, man, my whole that once I start walking, I was like, man, I don't even know where to start. So I just did what I did. I just went to the first table and then talked to somebody, and eventually settled down because trust me,
Mhm.
walking in, you're just like walking to like a candy store, and you're just like, wow, you don't even know what to do because sometimes you're probably on a time limit, and that's probably the worst thing. Is just like you don't want to leave nothing on the table either.
Yeah, something like that. I just got to get a proper amount of time to. I can understand if someone, yeah, is on a time limit.
Yeah,
Then you maybe walk a portion of the show. You decide which portion you're going to walk, or do you break the show down by what you're collecting or what you want to buy, and
yeah.
then label to sell? Do you break it down by that? Like you can hit a table, you already know that's vintage. Are you into vintage? If not,
You
maybe
just
do a
keep
meet,
moving.
say hello to someone as a future contact for something else that you may want to do in the
Hmm.
future, and then
Yeah.
move on. Uh, are you into modern basketball, or if you see a table that's focused on that, then that's where you stop and have conversations. I would advise anyone to simply break every show down
Hmm.
by tables and what's on the table. And then I think if you do that, you can kind of navigate yourself through the show and find yourself in a good place to really cover what you want to cover.
No,
You
I
know,
agree.
we take the approach that I, I'm I'm always learning, right? So
Hmm. Me
I'm
too.
learning about something. So I can stop at a table that I may not be thinking about buying something or investing in for the next 6 months to 9 months, but what's my future look? And
Hmm.
I know that I may be different that way. I'm always thinking about the future.
Yeah, that's what I do the same thing too, man. I'm not thinking about. I mean, yeah, I could have went today, but I mean, I don't need it. I already have something lined up.
Hmm.
You know, it would have been a nice plus add to the resume this year, but I have a plan. You stick to it, and
Yep.
you know, if everything works out, it's I don't need to second guess myself. But like you said, just planning for the future, just planning ahead. I think just being prepared. I already got my. I mean, I sure I got to do a little comping on my cards that I'm gonna bring up to the bay, but I already have an idea what I want to do, how I want to film some content, and just move about that the next 2 weeks because it's gonna be a big 2 weeks, and I get a little break, and then it's Delmar, So
Ooh, I can't wait on Delmar, man.
yeah, that's
I
gonna
really
be.
can't wait on that show. I told Wiley and Alex that. I
Yeah,
can't
you're
wait.
with them. You're having dinner with the nostalgia, with the Union Marketplace boys,
It was
man.
an honor. I'm gonna tell everybody out there. I want everybody to know this. It was an honor and a pleasure.
Yeah, they're cool
To go
people.
to dinner. Yeah, very cool people. Very
Alex,
cool
and
people, in my opinion.
Wiley.
Yeah, to be able to
Yeah,
go sit down with them, have conversations, have dinner
yeah,
with them. G and I were very appreciative
yeah.
to meet other members of their team.
Mhm, mhm.
Uh, it was great.
Yeah,
It was wonderful.
yeah.
Uh,
I still give him love every time I see him because if you guys don't know, my first episode on my shopping series was with Wiley. It was supposed to be with Alex, but he wasn't able to make it. But just if you guys want more background of how they do their shows, he kind of he talks about it in our interview. So every time I see any guys on my that was on my show in person, I always give them love because they took a chance on me that not a lot of people do.
yeah, I mean, it was it was a great event. I mean, Ultimate Pastime was there.
Oh, he's that man. If he didn't make it, I would be surprised. That dude's everywhere.
I
First one there.
had a chance to, I mean, really talk. Like we talked the hobby more than I think we ever have. So it was good to really be able to talk to him and have that time to. And I think that's another takeaway. G and I kind of, we got out here and we put a lot of energy in, just trying to let people know that we're willing to work, right?
Hmm.
And I think with the Mint, I took the perspective of I need to get to know more people and like have conversations with them. Like we came out the gate, man. We were going to shows and kind of kicking in the door, and for everybody out there, I know it can be very intimidating going to a show where you don't know anyone at all. I,
Yeah,
JD, I thrive on that, man. I love going into situations where I don't know anyone,
me too.
and then talking to people and learning more about what's going on in here and what kind of show is this or what kind of event is this, and
Yeah.
navigating my way through and meeting friends or meeting colleagues or um, people that I think are going to be very influential in the future. Meeting them. And let me say this to people too, and this goes to me for work or anything you're doing. Uh, don't this is just me, right? I cannot walk by someone and I think that only the content creator is important, right? Only the person at a major company is important, because you don't know where people are going,
Hmm.
right? And like
Hmm.
we go through this as fans of things, right? You'll hear about a player who didn't sign someone's autograph when it was 7, 8 years old. Then that person later, maybe as a player, or maybe someone in entertainment, or someone that's run their own business, and then they still have that memory in their mind. When you're in these situations, you're meeting and greeting a lot of people. You don't know who those people are in the future, or how they, or a relationship with them, or even a general passing with them,
Hmm.
um, can be a memory for them.
Yep. 100% agree.
Take that.
100% agree.
I take that seriously, man.
I do
That's
too, man.
I don't care. And I've said in the show, right? If we're doing a deal, we're walking, we're talking to people, whatever. Tap me on the shoulder. I can't tell you how many people at the Mint tap me on the shoulder, JD,
Yeah, no, I
and said,
agree.
"Hey, man, hey, what's up?" I turned around, "Hey, what's up?" We're talking now, and maybe we're talking a hobby. We're talking about where they're from. We're talking about how they got in. When did they get in, and what influenced them to start collecting? Like we're having real conversations because somebody tapped me on the shoulder or said,
Yep,
"What's up?" Yeah, hey,
I agree. I completely agree. Um, Before I started doing actual content, I wasn't afraid, but I was a little self conscious talking to people. And then after I started doing what I do, I had to tell myself I have to ease out of this shell a little bit just because I'm not gonna move anywhere. I can make all this content online, post it on YouTube, do this and that, but only way I'm gonna market myself is actually through word of mouth. And once I just said I just told myself I'm just gonna do it one try. Best one I did. I went to the Bay back in October. I was like, okay, I went to the Bay. I'm gonna talk to everybody. This is when
there you go.
I finished the first season, I think, and I was just like, you know what? Let me just see how it feels like just to talk to everyone. And of course, it's nervous. You're nervous because you don't know what people are gonna think. You're scared what they're gonna say. But I was like, you know what? They don't know me. I don't know them. But I guess what? They're gonna get to know me, know what I'm trying to do for the hobby and for myself, and it turned out really well. And that's why I get a lot of love from up in the Bay because of that experience. Because imagine if I didn't go in there just I'm just gonna look at cars and not tell anybody who I am. Like it would have been a waste of a trip for me too. So that's a good example.
I mean, I think it's just so underrated that
Yeah,
a lot of times people don't talk about that. It's very important. Take some time at a show, right? Let's say
yeah,
you've been looking at cars for 45 minutes. Don't be afraid to take the next 30 and talk to people.
yeah. You
Greet,
get
greet
more.
people. Like I like to greet people when I come to their table. Hey, how you doing, JD? I'm
Hmm.
FD, rolling with FD,
Yes, sir.
and find out something about them, and
Yeah,
then get a conversation going before I dive into what's on their table.
and some
Those are the things that's cool.
and
Uh,
sometimes those conversations that you guys don't film, like we had a few of those
mhm.
already, right? The first
Oh
time
yeah, yeah.
the first of conversations that people don't see that we don't film are the best conversations that I
Mhm.
wish we could have filmed just because with all the knowledge and everything that we're talking, you're just like, wow, you're just shocked. Then once the camera turns on, you for totally, it just goes back to cars. But trust me, there's a lot of like when we first met at Burbank, we talked like a good 15-20 minutes about
Yeah, we talk.
basketball and
Yeah,
everything. And then I was like,
we talking
man,
about them Lakers, right? We were talking about a lot
yeah,
of stuff.
yeah. And then I was like, man, this is the conversation I love having.
Mhm.
Authenticity about the hobby and about sports in general. So I'm telling you, you guys got to do it. You'll be surprised how much a certain person will know about a card that you didn't know about or a set.
Yeah, yes, yes. Always stay humble. Those are the things that to me that are just so cool about being out and talking to people. And I tell people also that I get a feeling like before walking into the Mint, right? We got up that morning, we're walking over. You see the entry door, right?
Hmm.
I get this feeling inside. Now, don't believe that because people are out and they make content, this and the other, they don't have some anxiety. I've told this to people before, and people laugh like, "Nah, FD, you don't have." Yeah,
Oh
you do.
man.
Yeah, you do. If you get up in front of people and you give a speech, you have some anxiety about that. I always think about where do you turn the anxiety? How do you take that energy? Because that's energy inside. How do you take that energy and mold that into something that's helpful? Right. So when I get in those situations, I remember back playing sports.
Yeah, you gotta show
When
out.
you're in the locker room,
Hmm.
before that door opens and you walk out, there's a lot of emotions there. I don't care
Yep.
if you play for you can talk to guys in the NFL, talk to people who have been great college players. There's an emotion there. What do you do with that emotion? We hear about it all the time in March Madness is going on right now. Well,
Hmm.
what are these guys and young ladies on the teams? What are they doing? How do they channel that energy? The good teams and the great teams can use that energy to benefit them and not as a distraction or nervousness where they turn the ball over or do certain things. It's the same way to me going into a show. Where you
Yep.
channel the energy at? I like to channel it into having conversations, talking to people, and that gets my feet to moving. Right I don't know the step count. But G and I put down some steps, man. We got there on Friday. We got to the Mint on Friday morning in Vegas. You know, you can't check into your room until much later. We
I
got
know.
in like 9 a.m. We met up with Sin City. We walked the strip, looked at different things. I hadn't been in Vegas in 6 years, so a bunch of stuff had
Change.
changed. There was
Yeah.
a lot more retail, which I think is a wise move. Let's just talk
Yep.
about Vegas right quick, right? There's a lot more retail on the strip than there used to be.
Way more.
There's
Way
a lot
more.
of places to do actual shopping. There's a lot of more places to actually get something to eat that's on the strip.
Mhm.
It's more of a total family kind of
Yeah,
somebody
they
can do
changed it.
something. Yeah.
Especially with them getting sports teams now. They're like, man,
Hmm.
we can't be how it
You got
used
to
to be in
flip that.
Vegas.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
change. I can remember for years going to the strip and only stand on one side of the strip. There's
Yeah, because
nothing on the other side of the strip. Not there's stuff on both sides that you can find yourself doing. Maybe you walk one side the first day or so that you're there, and maybe you walk the other sides the other days that you're there. But there's something for you. They have high level, high price tag retail that's there.
yeah, I mean, they had to. I mean, it's Vegas. They got everything there. Um, but that so shows how much potential that city has. Even though
Mhm.
they just got the Raiders, I think they're trying to move a basket. I'm sure they're trying to get an NBA team over there. And once they do,
That's going
oh
to happen.
man, it's over. It's over. It's not
We,
just gonna be a casino city anymore. It's gonna be a sports town city
mhm.
with everything that's going. They got the Aces already. They got the Raiders, like I said. The
Hockey team
hockey
there.
team, the Knights.
Yeah.
The running Rebels. Like it's trust me, man. But Vegas, if they do it right, that's gonna be the next big time, big market team, big market city soon.
And then you're close to a lot of major cities, right? You're close to
Is this like
Denver.
L? It's like L. I think it's better than the location. Is probably better than LA because, like you said, they're in the middle of everything, in the west coast of things.
Hmm. And you know, they're an attraction spot for people all over the country too that want to come in and have that experience.
Oh, and then
Uh, and
and then
let's say you have a family and you fly in, and certain people in the family.
uh huh.
And it doesn't just have to be the guys. I know a lot of young ladies that love football, right?
Yeah,
Let's say certain people in the family want to go to the game, and other people want to go shopping. There's something there
yeah,
in that city for you, not that far away, and you can get together for dinner, or you can get together for drinks and appetizers or something later on in the night. There's something for you that's there. There are
yeah.
places open early for breakfast. It's always something. Let's hit some comments here. I have this is Brian. I have the Grom Topps Chrome Gold Refractor PSA rookie PSA 10, and that was the only reason I was able to sell it. It's an awesome card. That sounds like an awesome card. The black refractor is better than the gold though, so you got me on that one.
Yeah.
Uh, I have a lot of Grom stuff ready to send in when prices get cheaper. He's my modern day version of Tom Seaver. He's a great pitcher. Time is going to be the thing where we know what LeGrom is in the grand scheme of things overall in the history of the game. Uh, the Reverend the Reverend Rips, how you doing? Good to have you here again. I had a 32-year career in pharmaceutical sales and relationship building is key. I'm loving going to shows to meet people. Now I
Yep.
worked in sales. I have to agree with the Reverend Reps.
I
Sin
agree.
City Sports talked about this too. I have a background in sales, worked in sales for a long time, and my young career of working because I haven't worked. I've met some people who have spent 35, 40 years in sales, and I respect those people thoroughly. In my time, just relationships. I would go into an account. JD, I meet you. You say I don't want anything right now. I tell you about what I'm selling. Still, you confirm to me. I don't want anything right now. I want to stay with the service I have, or I don't need anything right now. And then
Hmm.
I'm in the office 6 months later, the phone rings. JD, you're telling me I want this right now. When can you be here?
Yeah.
If you set the right tone with people and you talk to people and let them know who you are, what you represent, um, those things happen. You plant a
No.
seed. Everything is
Mhm.
not about selling that day. Every show
Yep.
you go to is
Yep.
not buying that card. Every conversation you have with someone is not what you can get out of the conversation. Sometimes you
Exactly.
got to You gotta plant a seed and walk away. And what is that seed? Right? That seed could be the impression that you left, the conversation that you had, and what they remember about you. I'll tell you me, right? I'm a person where if I'm talking to someone, and I had to get better at this over time, I
Yeah,
could,
of course,
I could, I could forget a name. I
of
may not
course.
remember that person, but if you have done something in this conversation that made yourself unique, I remember your name right now.
Exactly, 100%, 100%. And those, and sometimes I'm not bad with names at all. I'll admit that. I try not, if I know somebody, I try to, I'm like, all right, But anyways, but I agree, because when just having a simple conversation with somebody you never met, and them saying exactly what you think, you don't know exactly what they're gonna say, but when they say it, you're just like, wait, hold on, what'd you just say? You're just like, it's sometimes what they tell you might help you, not just in cards, but just in life in general.
True.
So those conversations are just crazy. Telling you, off the camera conversations are the best. I'm telling you. Sometimes those need to get filmed, but you just learn so much about a person, about a topic, about a card, about a situation, anything,
Mhm.
anything.
Yeah, and being a content creator, sometimes everything can't get filmed because of the situation. Sometimes everything should not be filmed
That's true.
because of the situation.
That's true.
There are situations where we're in a conversation where we could be walking a show. We walked the Mint several different times. Well, we get into a conversation with someone about something. We're like, hold up, we record this? And they say, oh yeah, absolutely. Then we turn the camera on and jump back into that conversation.
But you're FD. People already know you got to film. You already know it's their camera somewhere. They're looking for G. Like, where you at? I know you filming something.
So
Hey,
coming from
when
the masters, right?
when I went to premiere, when the last show I went to, they're like, "Oh, you're filming now." I was like, "Yeah, kind of." I mean, it's my first time doing it, but like, okay, now we gotta watch what we say. I was like, "No, I mean, I'll edit it out." There's certain people, like like you be like, "Oh man, FD gonna be filming 24/7,
hmm
every second of the show." So you just gotta be careful. But at the same time, it's just like, man, you know who FD is. Once you see him, the camera's rolling already.
Yeah, but what we do as well, like you talked about editing stuff out, right? If someone has said something, even when we get on our side, they didn't say anything about it, we make sure that we deliver the best thing,
Yeah,
right? If
what's best for
And
the
I'm not
hobby.
talking about altering the conversation. I'm not
Mhm.
talking about that. It's just that we want to make sure. And some people have asked us, "Oh, can you take this segment of the conversation out? Or
Oh,
can we?
really?
Oh yeah. Or can we not talk about that when you release? Or yeah,
I
okay."
never had so far with my shopping series or the game plan. I mean, you know how I do. You know how I
Mhm.
do. I already give you an idea what we're gonna talk about. So I haven't really had that conversation, have that situation where actually they never stop us during film. Like, I don't really want to feel comfortable talking about it.
Oh,
Okay,
it's rare. It's rare, but
it's rare.
it has happened. We've also had people tell us that they don't want to be filmed. We
Mm,
respect that. That there's no when you tell us that, that's what we're going to do. If you say I don't want to be filmed, or please don't put the camera on me, we're not putting the camera on you. You're not going to be filmed. And if you were being filmed before you made that statement, that
could
content
be,
won't be used.
yeah, it could be easily recorded. I mean, recorded, delete it. So don't worry. I mean, but you're right. You're right. Some conversations should not be filmed. Some conversations should be filmed. It goes back and forth. I just think you guys just have to have the mutual understanding. Like I said, yeah, like us, people know if we're gonna talk to you. Most of the time, it's gonna be filmed. So I'm sure they already have an idea of what to say, not to say. Um, but luckily, like you said, we haven't been in that situation. Nobody asked us not to film or anything like that. But
Well,
try to keep it
sometimes
light.
too, to really keep it real, we'll ask some tough questions in
Yeah,
certain.
and I feel like that's the best. Those are the best questions because it gets in deeper to exactly what we're trying to get at. You
Mhm.
know, so and everybody always asks the basic questions. How'd you get into a hobby, this and that and that, but it's more to it. There. I want what I want to do is I want to be able to go in deeper to that person's story than anybody else would. So that way there would be more background on them. Because when you go look up these people in the hobby, there's no interviews on them. Like there's no background. You know what
Mm-mm.
I mean? So that's where I want to come in and be able to be like, okay, this is how Burbank, Average Joe's, all these other stores I do. Like this is how they came about, and I think that gives somebody walking into the hobby an opportunity to learn something here and there. That makes
That's
sense.
true. That's true. And sometimes you may have, you know, this, you may have a scripted list of questions that you
Yeah.
want to do. You get into one question and someone starts talking about something, and that may dive into
Mhm,
some other
mhm.
sub level questions that you never even thought about before.
Yeah.
On the
Absolutely.
but right there in that midst of that conversation, I feel like the onus is on me to ask those questions. So when we went to the Mint, right?
Uh huh.
CSG just changed their slabs,
Yeah, I saw that.
right?
How you feel about that?
Um,
It looks
I
like
know I
better.
know I've talked to a lot of people that didn't like their green slabs,
Yeah.
right? I'm always minded in a way of if the card is graded by a company, what does the market say about it?
Mm.
So this is so when I first started collecting graded cards,
Uh
the
huh.
BGS slab I just like so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
I started collecting mainly cards in the BGS slab, and at that time, PSA and BGS market prices were roughly the same, very very close. And it's not like I looked at the PSA slab and didn't like it. I just like the subgrades and more detail into the card.
That's what I like about BGS because of the subgrades. That gives you an idea exactly what the card condition is, right?
Mhm.
Centering,
Yeah,
surface, corners. I don't know the other one, but it just
edges,
gives
edges.
yeah. So it gives you an idea exactly how good the card is in a sense.
Yeah, so I love that, right? I
Yeah,
love
I
that
love it too.
detail. But the market in 2020, was a separation in price between
But,
BGS and PSA, and
but people don't.
I had to respect that. The market is talking.
Yeah, but people
So
don't know BGS has more value than PSA. They don't know. Perfect example, Kyrie 2012 Prism PSA 10 was going for 1700 at the time. And then you know what a 10 BGS 10 goes for?
what's up?
Double, almost 3800. I was like,
But you know that BGS 10 now is rare.
that's
Like
what I'm
that.
saying. That's
Yeah,
that's that's why if I wouldn't see, that's another thing. If I would have known BGS has more value long term wise, in my opinion, I think I would have went that route collecting graded cards instead of PSA just because of how hard they grade certain cards or how they grade cards in general.
but you know when you compare that PSA 10 to that BGS 9.5, that PSA 10 is typically gonna win on
Yeah,
market.
most of the time, yeah. It's
So
just that
when I started realizing that, I said, you know what, I got to keep an open mind. I can't
exactly.
just go down. I'm gonna tell you, people, I was going down. I was going down one path.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna do this. What is the market telling me? And when
No,
the
I
market
agree.
starts speaking that PSA, so now, and I respect SGC as well.
No,
Uh,
I respect any
yeah,
grading company that
yeah.
that comes out. It's just I have a personal preference.
Hmm.
That's just me. I don't want nobody thinking I like PSA more than I don't think SGA is valid or anything like that. I just have a personal preference for me. Everybody's different. Because certain people love SGC more or the other one, the other grading companies. But it's all preference, just like what you collect. No one's not gonna grill you if you collect Persingas or anything like that.
Yeah, if that's what you like. But going back to the original question, CSG. I was indifferent on the green
Hmm.
slab. It didn't affect me one way or another. What is the grade of the card, and what is that card selling for on the open market
Yeah.
compared to the other slabs? That's where my mind always goes. Um, this new version of the slab with a new color
Hmm.
looks good, but
Fresh.
going back to the questions, right? Asking or talking about maybe tough things. Like we're going to put in some content, a conversation that we had with a member of the CSG team at the Mint, and just asking them about what people are really saying, like and some changes they made. Like not only did they change the slab, they changed the grading scale as well.
You gotta adjust, man. They gotta
So
adjust. That's all it is.
yeah, so then if the grading scale changes, and let's say you have a bunch of cars that they've given a date that you can be charged $5 to send those cars in to get them changed out to the new slab.
Yeah. No, I agree. It they I think they finally realized, enable us to for us to compete with the big dogs, we gotta switch it up a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with that, because if you don't switch
It
it
just
up,
sparks questions though, JD. Let's say
yeah,
you have 100 slabs, 500 slabs. That's CSG. Somebody just told you you have a $500 to $2,500 bill now to get your slabs changed out. How you feel about that? You didn't know that, 2 weeks ago. How you feel about that? But
yeah,
those are to me the tough questions that I feel like sometimes when I'm talking to people, like I gotta ask it.
yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with that because I feel like it's only fair that we know exactly what's going, why they did it and what's the reasoning behind it.
And he respected that. No, he respected that level of question.
But I'm sure they had conversations already about that. I just don't think it hasn't been televised yet or produced for
Well,
content.
the question I had, I just wondered if those who have had a history of grading with him, I didn't know how they were communicated with. How do those people
Oh,
know that this change is coming? Those people who had open orders. Let's say you got an order
oh,
coming.
yeah.
What slab is it coming in? Let's say it came in a green slab. What you doing now?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, those are the
Yeah.
questions. And another thing, and this has nothing to do with CSG, so I don't want anybody out there to think that I think this about CSG because I don't. But let's say you have let's say you have cars slabbed in a company that it may not make it through 2025.
2025.
I'll tell you,
How do you,
I'm always thinking forward. So let's say you
yeah,
have cars slabbed. We know the major players. We just named four of them. We
yeah,
know those. I'm talking about there are other grading companies out here. I'm talking about we
yeah.
talk about basketball rankings. I'm talking about 5, 6, 7, 8. There are many more. Let's say you have a car slabbed in that,
Hmm.
and that company doesn't make it into the future. What are you doing with those cars?
Damn, that's tough because you gotta crack it and then you gotta resubmit it again. Oh my god, that sounds like a headache. That sounds like a headache.
Dr. Mantis Teboggin. Now that's a name, right? Dr. Mantis. Capital City Car Show, Des Moines, Iowa. $20, 3-day show. Should be good. April 1st through the 3rd. Capital City Car Show, Des Moines, Iowa. $20, 3-day show. Should be fun. If anybody's out there in that area, attend that show. Let us know how it your experience. What did you find? I will say this over and over and over again. This came up during the Mint. If I'm in a show, I don't care how many tables at the show, how big the show is, are they serving food, is there music being played?
You think that has to be a thing now, or do you think that
I don't think so. It all depends on what that promoter of the show can get done. But as a visitor, right, I'm gonna enjoy myself at that show.
I mean if you got music and you got food, man, I feel like
But I'm saying, let's say you go to a show, they have none of that. There's no music, there's no food.
oh man, damn, that's tough. Not
I'm
even
still gonna
food.
enjoy
I'm
the
just saying. I'm just like, just have a little drink, like some water or some soda to pass out. That's really. I just feel
I'm
like
still
that.
gonna JD. I'm still gonna enjoy that
I'm
show.
gonna go, but it's not like you got to think about what you got. You got to eat before you
But, I,
go.
but to be truthful, I think shows are evolving.
They
So the
have
things
to.
we're
They
talking
have to.
are going to be a part of the show.
They have to evolve. I mean, just look at this. Just look this past weekend. I'm sure everybody, all the promoters, Premiere and all of them, Dynasty. I'm sure they took a little bit of what they saw this weekend that they could add to the show, right? Or they could say like, oh yeah, this is why we don't do this for this certain reason. So if you're a promoter and you went to the show, you're taking notes of like, okay, this is what. So this is how to get. This is how I drive more people into the show. It's probably the location, promotion, all these things that all these things that we don't see because we're not in their shoes, right? We're content creators, we're collectors, we do all this stuff. But me personally, I was able to talk to like EJ, the Premiere Fam, the Wiley, and all of them, so I kind of have an idea what they look at when they go to these shows and see what they could fix for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Mervin, what's up? It's
Oh,
good to
go
have you here.
Cards.
Always good to have you here.
Goat
Appreciate it.
cards.
Well, thanks. So you picking up quality, agree on CSG labels, definitely an improvement. Yeah. But whenever you have change, you have a tail, right? You have a tail on what you've been doing. I
Exactly.
think the change is good. My mind went to what's going on with the people who are really invested in CSG slabs. Think about if PSA just changed their slab and their grading scale.
Yeah.
That's a lot of product out there. There's a lot of investment out there. So
Mhm.
that's what my mind went. But I think it's a great improvement. Brian, I've been picking up a lot of hockey lately. People are sleeping on it. Hockey is more popular than people think. Upper Deck knows how to make nice hockey cards.
Hockey. I mean, upper decks everywhere. Yeah.
I think hockey is popular. It's just about at certain times, how do you grow that market? How do you get more people interested in hockey, watching hockey, collecting hockey cards? That's the question. Limo Man, 45. FD, did you get any message about getting ripped off at a car show? Yeah, I think I received a message about getting ripped off at a car show. I can't really remember. Tell me more about that, Limo Man. Did you play any blackjack, FD or Brian? In the past, I went to Vegas. This came up also while we were walking around talking about different things. In the past, I've went to Vegas and played some blackjack and a few other things. Right? Didn't do that this time. Like I was, we talking about being focused. Right? I was extremely focused on what I was doing, and I was also trying to take some time to show G around Vegas. He hadn't been there since he was really, really young, so I wanted him to be able to see some things. But I know I was walking around. There were people playing and enjoying themselves, but I was kind of on a double mission: be a full participant in this show, and then also leave a memory for G when we left of what Vegas is like, something he can build upon. I told him that we will be back, and we'll try to get back when even if there is a show, we might take more time being there, or if there isn't a show, whether we go and just have fun, you know.
That's what I'm
And
gonna ask you. G had a good time.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
G. Oh, I was gonna say G's not 21 yet. He's like
Nah,
18, 19, right? Yeah. So
I'm 17 years old, man.
17. Oh, damn. But I mean, it's experience. I'm sure it's one of those things that you guys like. We always talk about is just you're able to combine it with the fam, and I think that's the coolest part of it all.
To me, it's about seeing different things when you're at that age. That's what I think.
Yeah, he's seen a lot at his age, and he should be like he should as for a 70-year-old, he has so much knowledge
Yeah,
going
he's seen
into
a lot,
college
been
and
around a
whatnot.
lot of people, had a lot of conversations.
Yeah,
He conducted himself very well. He shook hands, talked to people at this event. Um, always tell him a 17-year-old editor of a YouTube channel and other content on that channel, besides just being at car shows, is rare.
he's good. He's getting better for everybody. If
Thank
you
you.
guys saw the intro, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Thank you. He puts the
I,
work in, man.
I always ask my boy Christian. He always asks me who does FD stuff. I was like I don't know, and then I asked and I found out it was G. So everything all makes sense, and honestly, that's really good that he's able to. When we went at Average Joe's, that's why I wanted him to meet my guys so they could
So
that
did
way
I.
they
That's what. Yeah, he had. When we make these trips, man, G is a part. When I have conversations with people, or like we went to dinner the other night, G is gonna be there.
yeah
He's.
that's
I want him to soak all this in, learn about different things, be around people that are doing positive things, trying to get something done. You take a little bit of that from that, a little bit of that from this.
exactly.
By the time you're 27, 31,
You're already ahead of the game, man. He's ahead of the game than where we are at, and that's why when I bring my nephew or anybody, I try to help them build what they got going. So that's why I was like, okay, I know G's coming for that interview we did. I want him to meet my editor, so if he has any questions or anything like that, they could help each other out. And that's all about is building and growing.
mm-hmm.
That's all it is, and connecting.
That's what it's all about. My first trip, I was telling him when we were flying in, as I was 18, I got recruited to play football by a university in outside of Boston, Massachusetts. That was
Really.
the first time I ever been on a flight. So at 18, I flew from Chicago to outside of Boston, Massachusetts. School's name was Holy Cross.
Uh
So I
huh.
had a chance to walk that campus. And then I was with a few people, and we took a road trip. First time I ever took a road trip. We went up to Yukon, and we went to an event up there and walked around. Now I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
I'll never forget meeting new people, being out of my comfort zone,
Yep.
talking to people I did not know. I'm talking to juniors and seniors in college, people who are about to graduate, some people who just got to that university, talking about the football team. I met some key members of the basketball team that year. The basketball team went to the NCAA tournament, and they hadn't been there in a long time. So I took something away from that I kind of still use today when I meet and greet different people. So
Yeah.
it's really all about the experiences.
Yep.
Even when you
Exactly.
play a sport, right? If you didn't go pro, what do you take away from that? How many times in your life can you be? And this is what I love about football. Can you be physically spent, but you still got to show up for the next play? You got 10 other guys on the field depending on you to do your job. I care how tired you are or what you've been through in this game. I remember games in college, man, where it's 95 to 102. The average game had 60 something plays. We ran 45 plays, 50 plays of the game.
Dang.
So you got to dig deep. And now your coach is asking you, I'll play guard, right? Your coach is asking you to go over here and pull and blow this hole up. There's a linebacker that's going to fill that hole, or a corner is going to come into it. So that's two
Someone.
different blocking schemes.
Yeah.
Right? If a linebacker is filling or a corner is filling, you got two different speed levels there. What are you going to do? And the game is on the line. And then, like, we had a game that went to 2 overtimes. So now you're up to about 80 something plays. So does my quarterback, does my other offensive lineman, do my receivers that line up that's supposed to run the play like they're getting the ball and it's really a running play? Do they care about if I'm tired or not?
No. Everybody gotta do their job.
Everybody got to do the job. It's
Because
the same way.
it's
It's
the
the
other
same
way
way.
around too.
Like G and I both sometimes will talk to each other in the middle of the show if we both feel like we're dragging a little bit. Now everybody else around us may not think we're dragging, but we want our energy level to be up. As a person filming, sometimes you have to know I got to get this recorded right now because it could be very, very important. And then like me, if I'm talking to someone, I got to make sure that I'm positioning my body and different things in a way that somebody can't film and they have an angle to actually get a shot. So that's a lot of work involved in that. So it's always good to have a partner, someone to work with. It's good to go lift weights with someone. It's good to go out and run
Yeah.
with someone. If JD and I say we want to do some jogging or we want to run 2 miles or we're running together, we're going to push each other.
Yeah.
That's really what it's all about. So this is a good question by Dr. Mantis T. Boggin. Did you go to the Pinball Museum? I did not this time. The last time I was in Vegas, I went to the Pinball Museum. And if you haven't been to the Pinball Museum in Vegas, you should definitely go.
I gotta check it
I
out.
can't tell you how many pinball machines are in this place. And I challenged myself to play. That's a great question, Dr. Mantis. I challenged myself to play everything I was interested in as a kid while I was there.
Oh, that's good.
I had the chance to
That's
do that.
good.
It was a good time. Brian said roulette is boring. Terrible odds. That's a lot of terrible odds in Vegas, but that definitely is one of them. Craps is kind of fun too, but I still don't understand the betting and stuff. Charles, Vegas local here for 20 years. Vegas will be better than Dallas Car Show in a few years. What do you think about that, JD?
Probably just because of the location.
Well,
I
2
mean,
years
Dallas.
ago, 2 years ago, we didn't know the Dallas Car Show.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But I just feel like it goes back to how you market. I mean, everybody knows about Dallas, but I just feel like what's a better destination you want to go to? Should go to Dallas or would you go to Vegas? So after the show, so let's say I go to Dallas for a weekend. I mean, what if there's really nothing there that catches my eye? Besides I probably want to go to a Mavericks game, but at least Vegas after the show, you're able to walk the strip, like you said, go to have some dinner, go shopping, if you want to gamble. So I feel like there's more to it than just the show because especially for us, if we're traveling out there, we want to try to get as much of our money's worth traveling over to get there.
Yep, I talked about that this weekend as well. Traveling, doing other things, and it's fun for me because being with G is you're working and kind of teaching at the same time, showing him different stuff,
Yeah,
allowing him to experience different stuff. Sometimes we eat different food that he may not have had, or I may try something that I haven't had in years. That's the fun part of it, right?
I agree. I agree. That's why. But see, when I go to shows, I'm by my. If I don't have my nephew with me most of the time, then I'm by myself, and probably probably like last thing I like doing is going to shows by myself. But I still meet people over. I usually have friends that I'm gonna meet, but just the fact that you're able to like go with somebody there is probably it's nice to have somebody with you too.
Yeah, it's good to have somebody. So what do you do usually, like when the show is over? Do you find some place
Oh
pretty cool to
man.
eat, or what do you do? But
Uh,
This came up like, what are you doing after the show? Do you go out and see the city, whatever city you're in? What are you doing?
so when I went to Boston, I didn't have that much time because I was really invested into the show. I only had like 2 hours, but plus you got to check in at the airport and everything. So I really had like an hour. I've been to Boston before, so I already seen the whole city. But I was like, I want to try something else. So I got something to eat, just chilled there, had a little drink, and then I went to the airport. When I went to Philly, not the case. I had only like after the show was over, I had to jet to the
Okay.
airport, but I really didn't get to see the city. Only time I saw the city, what I initially wanted to do was go to because in Philly um they have all the stadium arenas right next to each other, like a
Okay.
triangle. So
Okay.
that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to each stadium and take a quick pic, but I didn't time permitting. I didn't. So on the way back on the Uber, because when I went to the show, I took the train, took the subway. I just wanted to see the city in a different point of view. And Philly's nice, but I didn't have the time that I wanted just because I didn't think I was going to be there all day. So when I was driving to the airport, I saw all three stadiums, and it was a pretty cool way. I like how it looks.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Brian said I was in Vegas in February, so a guy won 21K on a roulette hand and then lost it all in his next game.
Mm-mm. Yeah, don't betting is not fun. I don't
Brian,
bet.
what was the reaction? What was the like? Oh wow! Well, like, what was that? Because I remember this was not even on the same level. I was there for a work event. There was a guy I knew who pulled out, I think, $100, put it on the roulette table, won. Took that what he won, put it back on the roulette table, won. Just that quick. So in 5 minutes, money was multiplying, right? And then within like another minute, he bet again, lost all that, and was back to his original $100. And we was we was standing there like literally within like 3 minutes, worlds changed and then worlds got right again.
Yeah, you gotta know when. I think that's when discipline plays a pivotal role. If you up, just take the money and just walk away, man. Put that money into something that you could be more useful, and may there be cards, pay some bills off, whatever. But don't be greedy, because trust me, if you're up that high, just walk away, walk away, because you trust me, as high as you could go, you trust me, the fall's a lot harder than what it is when you're at that point.
True. Amy Bach. Amy, what's up? Hi, FD. It's Amy. I found that 78 style Austin Meadows rookie I was looking for. You still got that Soto Acuna one? Yes. I mean, yep. Yep. Still have it. That 78 style Austin Meadows, that sounds pretty cool. Sounds pretty cool. Brian, I heard the Oakland A's. I heard the same thing. Might be moving to Vegas. They need to. I mean, I was in the Oakland Stadium 10 years ago or so, saw a football game. This is the year that Randy Moss was suspended by the Oakland Raiders. This is before he went to the New England Patriots, all that, right? Uh that's not a good stadium. It's
No,
just not.
that's
If
not.
anybody's been to Oakland and sat in
Yeah,
that stadium, baseball
no,
or football, it's not a good stadium. So it wouldn't
no.
surprise me that the Oakland A's would be moving to Vegas. I mean, it's still a regional play for them. Their fan base can still visit quickly and see a
Yeah,
game. You got people in Vegas that are going to watch games, and people from close proximity cities that are probably top 20 cities that are going to come to Vegas.
yeah.
So,
I went to my first time going to a Raider game. That was not. You gotta take the BART over there, and then the
yeah,
exit. There's one. If you're exiting and you're taking the subway, there's only one exit. Oh my god! It was like fun. It was like everybody was funneling to the BART, so I didn't like the experience. But I mean, the stadium, yeah, it was old. It was super outdated. And
Oh,
I'm a Raider fan, so I was just being honest. I was like, man, this is not really a nice way to go into a football game. Even the
so JD,
Coliseum.
have you been to a game at the Raider Stadium now in Vegas?
No, this year I'm going to make a move. This is the
Just
year.
driving by it, man. We drove by it like in a Uber like 2 or 3 times. That thing's impressive. That's
I
an
bet.
impressive stadium, man.
I don't know if you saw it, but you know Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
He got so he signed with the Falcons, right? And they gave him a tour of the facility. Oh my god! And the comments were like, "Man, the facility," because he came from Vegas. It's a new facility and it's top of the line. But man, some of these teams' facilities are not up to par where they should be. Some common people are saying like, "Man, this looks like better than Oregon at the time, like their practice facility."
Well,
It's
the way things change so quickly, right?
yeah,
When the Cowboys built their new stadium, they set a mark.
yeah,
Those teams came after that. But if you had your stadium built before that, what are you doing?
yeah,
You
man.
gonna renovate that whole stadium?
You gotta renovate. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you just build a new one.
I remember when Jordan and Pippen were early, when they were together, first started. Chicago Stadium, man, was like really old.
Is it nice? Would you can
It was just a dated stadium, man.
Yeah, because I've been to Madison Square Garden. If it didn't have the history, then that stadium's outdated. Let's just be honest. The arena, and then Brooklyn's not. Oh, man, Brooklyn was nice. The Barclays Center was nice. Then when I went to Boston, it was. I felt like it was still. You could tell they renovated everything, but you could still tell it was a little outdated with the whole area. But still, I don't know. You think that they'll change the whole everything with with the times that we're in, trying to be more modern.
I want to go back to Amy Bach. That 78 Soto Acuna car is one of my favorite cars. And it's one of my favorite cars, JD, because I jumped on eBay one day. This was a while ago, right? I think this
Uh-huh.
was maybe their rookie year or the beginning of the second year. That was like $100 card.
How much
That
is
car
it
is
now?
very, that car is very rare. I can't. I've looked this card up several times. If anybody out there knows, I got it in a PSA 10, which is hard to find. It's a very low pop card. I think there are 30 something or so of them. Um, I don't know what that car is worth now, but just the look of it is one of my favorite cars.
I'm looking it up right now. It looks nice.
Yeah, then you have who's the other two players on there? You got the Boston player on there. I can't remember his name right now. He's on there.
Oh, you can't
Very
find it. Yeah. Oh no, I see it. I see it.
Who's the Boston player that's on there?
I don't know. I gotta see, but oh no, it's 1983. Never mind. I'm 1978. Dang, I can't
Yeah,
even.
it's the 4 players. It's like the 4 players, different panels of their picture.
Really. That's probably nice. No, I can't find it right now.
Uh, yeah, Limo said, I would not attend any car shows anymore. There are too many ripoffs. And I'm with Mervin. Please let us know what's happening. What went down? Love what you collect, Erica. What's up? So I had a chance to meet Erica for the first time
Oh,
at
she was there.
the Met. Yeah,
Oh, damn, she's
she got to meet her
everywhere.
for the first time. Yeah, it was a great experience meeting her. We talking to her in person was splendid. Thank you for being here, Erica. I always appreciate you. Richard, look at the big cars and auctions being sold. Most of them are in BGS slabs. You know what I have noticed that, Richard? So now, right, I'm not a snob of any grading company. And if I find a very cool car, a rare card, a low pop card, anything like that, a card that I really, really want, and it's in a BGS SGC, I'm
Mm-hmm.
still considering the purchase of that card.
Hmm.
But I have noticed just what you're saying. A lot of these auctions that you see closing, the car has jumped in value. They're in BGS slabs.
Mm.
Dexflow, what's up? Just bought a PSA OPC 1985 tops rookie card Hulk Hogan for 2.2K off of someone.
Oh, that was you? Oh, I just saw that card. Keen posted it on his Instagram story. Damn, that's a nice card.
Yeah, very nice card. Keen is good people. So
I'm gonna see him this weekend.
to tell him I said, what's up?
All right.
Amy Bach, I'm in Minnesota. Okay. All right, very cool, Amy. What part of Minnesota? I'm interested in that. St. Paul, Minneapolis. Well, yeah, I spent a summer in Minneapolis quite a few years ago. Lima, no shows for me. Okay, these guys are not answering us. FD, do you see my question? I think we just got to it. We got into some conversation. I'm trying to catch up here on some comments. You guys are not answering us. Lima, we're getting to it. Diamond 9 shop in Placentia, California. Don't shop there. But what's the story though? I just, if we're into this, what's the story? I want to get into that. Back to the Judge opted from Colorado. Who hits more home runs in the next 5 years total? Gallo, Stanton, or Judge?
If whoever's healthy.
Yeah, it's really about whoever. That's the first.
Whoever just stay healthy.
They all have a chance to be there. Is the Mint Collector going to be a thing they do every year in Vegas? I don't think that's been confirmed, but I can't see why not.
Yeah, why not?
I can't see why not. I think I can't see why not. I thought it was a great event. Good evening, gentlemen. Brendan, what's up? What's up? Amy is saying we're ignoring the viewers, man.
Oh man, wait.
Amy, we're in here. We got number love for you. Brendan, ever reach fighter pilot mode during the game? What is fighter pilot mode? What is that?
Probably just coasting. Probably, I think that's what he's saying. Is just coasting throughout the game.
No,
like when you're just like, is this natural? You're just like, oh, yeah. I think you're just playing and you're not really there. I think that's what he's saying.
I've never done that. I've never done that. I've never done that. Feed the Gods. Are you two gentlemen going to the Del Mar show in April? Yeah, we'll both will be there. Any advice on going in? Are you going to Feed the Gods? Been to both Pachanga shows and one show in Van Nuys. Any advice going in? We were talking about earlier about having a strategy, understanding what you're looking for. If you don't have a lot of time, then you focus in on the tables that are selling some of the things that you want to buy or possibly collect.
Oh shoot!
If you have more time, then maybe it's good to spend time with people, having conversations for future buys or future consideration, or just learning different things. It may be good. Love the show, guys. Keep it coming, big. Thank you, Mikey. Appreciate you.
Hold on, let me get back.
Can you hear me, man? I think JD's troubleshoot. Mervin, I haven't been to Dallas, but it does seem more like a traditional card show. Mint Collective's approach is fresh. It's more like an event. Yeah, the Mint Collective was like an event. JD, you there? I don't think he can hear me.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
My thing's messed up. Hold on.
Okay. Mint Collective was like a business event that met a card show. There's a lot of stuff going on there, though. It's much more than a card show. I wouldn't show up to it or even in the future and think that you're just at a card show. But it was a great event. What's up, OG Card Scammer? What's up? Brian, what happened in Vegas that was supposed to stay in Vegas? JD, can you hear me?
Man, I don't know. Something happened. I had a technical.
No, we're still rolling. Don't worry about it. Brian, what happened in Vegas was supposed to stay in Vegas. Yes, I remember that hand in February. I had a wild ride that night for the roulette to the craps and back. And I'm so glad I traded. My gambling into sports cards collecting. Will says, LOL FD, I lived in Oakland for 10 years. That stadium is a dump. It's very bad. Very bad. Well, I didn't want to dig too deeply. It's just bad. I can remember going to before the Cubs renovated Wrigley Field. I remember going to Wrigley Field years ago. The Pirates. This is years ago. The Pirates beat the Cubs that day, 22-0. But the stadium looked. I mean, it looked like it needed work, and then it got the work afterwards that it needed. The stadium
But
was rough.
but do they get a pass just because how old it's been, how long it's been there, still standing? 'Cause
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, you can't be like the modern stadiums, but you still have to do something.
yeah,
You have to do something there. Yeah, long walk from BART to the stadiums.
that was
Yeah.
I was more tired walk going back home. Man, that was a walk.
Oakland is moving to Las Vegas. Just do you live near Average Joe's? Because that's
Depends
my
what's
hell.
near. It depends what's near.
I can get to Average Joe's.
I mean, yeah, I could get there not as fast as probably you can, but I'll get there like 30 minutes.
Dexflo, you saying that you live next to Average Joe's? We gotta
I
meet
think so.
Dexflo.
Yeah.
We gotta meet Dexflo.
Yeah.
Hero 3 San Antonio had no AC for NBA Finals. I remember that. Ooh, I remember that.
That's not right.
People were cramping up. Do you remember that?
Probably no, I don't.
People were cramping. Let me give you. People were cramping up, having all kinds of problems.
I bet. What year was this?
Let's find out. Yeah, if someone's out there who knows, quickly let us know. San Antonio, no AC. Oh, it looks like 2014.
Against
Yeah, 2014.
against was it the Pistons?
Um,
Was it the Pistons? No, that's too
no,
far
it's
ahead.
versus the Heat. This is
The
a
Heat,
playoff.
yeah, I'm sorry. I give the Pistons too much credit.
This is a playoff game, people. No AC.
Yeah, that stadium is outdated. They need a new. I'm surprised they don't have a new stadium.
Oh, that's interesting. OG Carson, do you think Las Vegas would take Sat King's NBA?
Nah. Golden State staying, man. They just got a new state. They just built a new arena. I can see Sacramento leaving.
Yeah,
I think Seattle needs a team before Vegas.
Mervin said the Dumpy Stadium matches the area. That's funny. OG Cars Camera, the same gambling addiction, the sports card collecting and hobby fill the void. Well, I know several people who play poker or other things, also collect or buy sell cards.
Interesting.
Vendor took my F1 cars under my nose as he distracted me.
Damn. That's not nice. There's a lot of stories coming out of that store lately, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I hate to read that. That's interesting. Does JD have a YouTube channel also?
Oh yeah, I do. JD the Collector on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you guys check me out. Follow me on Instagram too, please.
Yeah. JD the Collector. And he has new content that's coming out right now.
Yeah. I have something tomorrow. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys will get a sneak peek tomorrow.
Brendan, mic check. Yeah, we'll go back on. What cars are worth sending to PSA?
I was going to ask you, do you send cars to PSA or have you ever?
I've sent a few cars to PSA. I like to buy a lot of stuff that's already graded. But this year we'll be sending some cars into PSA and probably BGS.
How'd you do your first time subbing?
Oh, I had a Jackie Robinson card that I knew was it was I think a 54 tops.
Oh wow!
Came back a PSA 1. I knew the car was rough when I picked it up. But
have you ever seen Dynasty Mode's EJ's Kobe PSA 1 tops?
No, he told me about it.
When
we talked, he told me about it
on the show, on the episode. He brought it out, and I never thought there'll ever be. And he told me, he said that card, the PSA 1, he was getting offers more than the PSA 9 at the time.
He said that. Yeah, he talked.
I was like, that's insane.
Well, it's rare, right?
I mean,
and then he also talked about how you can't manipulate the card to get to that grade.
Yeah, he said he didn't do anything to it. He said he just threw it in there as a thing. That was it.
I would like to see that car one day. What did it look like?
I have it on my page, but it's a little rough. But I mean, it's nothing like crazy. Let me see if I can pull it up.
But to go back to this question, I would think any. I'm gonna go back to this question. What cars are worth sending to PSA? I think vintage, modern. It all depends on what you as a collector what you want to send in. But I think there are many different cars that can be sent to PSA. I've had some people ask me questions recently about should they send in vintage cars? Like they may have some vintage cars. I think so. I mean, we see a lot of sales of vintage cars and PSA slabs that are doing well. They're holding their own. So it all depends on I think what the collector wants to see and what kind of slab they want the card in. Brandon, any thoughts on Sports Cars Radio being an award on the ass of society? I don't put any thought into anything dealing with it. Do you? JD, you have any opinion about that?
Being the word, I don't even know what that means, but no. If I do, I don't want to say anything, but no, I don't.
Yeah. Mervin, Ken Golden just announced that he'll be breaking a box of Fleer basketball.
I know. I just saw the picture.
Person tonight.
There it is. Was he there? Was he there this weekend? Ken?
No, I think his son had an event that he was going to go to the event, but his son had an event that he went to that instead.
I'm telling you, man, Drake. If Drake does this,
so what time is this kicking off?
I don't know. It had to be soon, probably in an hour. But
well, you know that box of Fleer has been on Golden's cabinet for a while.
Yep.
Because when they broke the Flawless open, he turned around and referenced that box several times. And then Shine talked about, he said I can pull 3 Jordans out, and then Shine joked and said, yeah, but they'll all be off center.
I'm telling you know what's funny? I was wondering who was gonna be the first person in the hobby that was gonna get Drake. I was wondering who it was gonna be.
Well, I thought it would be Ken Golden.
Really?
Yeah, they were talking. Drake was on that night. They were talking about it. I gotta know what time this starts. I'm interested.
Yeah, whoever gets Drake on their page first is gonna blow it up.
So let me ask you this. That's all. Now that we know this is going on, right? Give me a prediction in the comments, and JD, I want to hear from you. How many people are going to be on viewing this?
1 million.
In snapshots in time.
So this is how they should do it. Me personally, I think Drake should go live on his channel and then invite the Ken on it. That way, it will get more people involved.
It will get more people involved,
or vice versa. But I'm telling you,
because you have people outside of the hobby that may not be tuned in to Ken Golden and what's going on. But you got that demographic that you really want to start focusing in on that Drake already has.
Yeah, man, I messaged him the other day like, hey, I know you want to jump in the hobby. Do you want to do anything? Let's do a collab. I got a show every Sunday with FD. No, but I'm the same. Whoever's able to get the next big fish to the channel is gonna have a good outcome out of all of it.
You gotta think Drake. I'm looking at his Instagram right now. He has 106 million followers.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And he's one of those people, like, let's say if the Kardashians jump on, just the influence they have, right? They have on these people on their followers. Like, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy time.
Nathan said, just pull the Joe Burrow orange fluorescent out of 25 to PSA for $50. Mervin, I bet that's a great card. That's a great card. So I just want to acknowledge that. That's a beautiful card. Mervin says, I bet the Netflix crew.
Yeah, they're gonna make a documentary out of this. It's not even close. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, this is content that just grows and grows and grows. Will, LOL, SF money. Golden State not going anywhere. No, they're not going anywhere. We'll see what team does go to Vegas, though. It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting if it is Sacramento, because, anybody ever been to Sacramento?
No, when I went up to the Bay in October, we were able to catch the game. It was the Kings and another team, and I wanted to go, but I didn't realize how far Sacramento is from Frisco. So I was like, nah, negative. I'm
90
not going.
miles, about 90 some miles, right?
Yeah, I'm all right just to see it. But I heard your stadium's nice. I heard the stadium, the arena's really nice.
Imagine it would be Mervin. Better not be G.I. Joe's.
I
Yeah.
hope not.
Nathan, will to win. Hero 3. I thought Drake would pick up all the V cars. I didn't see him getting into that.
Did you see the? Oh, that's what I'm gonna ask you. How was the Zero Cool booth?
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Very nice setup. Had a zero cool kind of section where you could look at talk about the product. They had 2 brand managers of from Tops and Zero Cool there to answer any questions that you have or talk about anything. I talked to one of them. They showcase what's going to be next from their release.
Dang.
Can you guess what's going to be next?
I don't. Drake. I don't know. I can't think of anything right now.
No, they're gonna release cars, and it's gonna be they had 1,000 boxes before, 200 were held up for friends and family, so 800 went out. This is gonna be a Jackass product off the Jackass.
Oh, is that why I saw people's picture? Yeah, I saw Mama Break. She posted the cards. Okay, now it makes sense.
Yep. So you're gonna have number stuff in there. You're gonna have autograph stuff in there.
But the movie just dropped, right? So they still kind of have like a little wave with that going.
Yeah, I think it's coming in some part of April, mid-April, something like that. So it's coming pretty soon. And then I think they stated they're going to have 10 releases before the end of the year, before the end of the calendar year. Damn. Well, Luber spoke to this when he was on with Jeff Wilson maybe a week or so ago. So they're going to be pretty aggressive with releases.
As they should.
Yeah, that's what you should do. OG Car's going to say he just sent you a message.
Oh yeah, I just replied to him. Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate that.
All right, Brendan. The correlation could be just one sheet for that 86 Fleer box. I mean, this is going to be something. I would think something to watch, tune in, see, or get the recap on. But it's going to be interesting. If someone could get Geddy Lee to do a box break, Brendan. St. Peter's is out, man.
Yeah. I mean, I knew it was coming. I was surprised they won on Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, I kind of thought they'd lead 8. Someone asked me over the weekend. Oh, someone asked me Saturday. It might have been Love What You Collect asked me would they win. Yeah, it was Love What You Collect.
Did you know the coach was he played in the All-American game with Kobe and he won MVP?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I did not know that was him. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, because there was an interview and he was like, yeah, that was the guy that won the MVP, and Kobe and Steven Jackson's like, no, there's no way he could have won it. Da 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 da. It's pretty crazy that when everything comes full circle.
That's interesting. OG Car Scammer, the Gary V is too funny NFT now. Our printed cards full circle. Yeah. I think that was the link there. Brendan says quality control was almost non-existent back then. So you got any update on when this is happening? Let's see here. Oh, they don't give a time. Just says tonight, huh?
It's gonna be like at 8:30.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, man, how many people will be on? You think it'd be more than 15,000?
Yeah, man. What you talking about? I think.
You think we want more than 200,000 people?
If they play it right, yeah.
I mean, just this post helps.
I think it's gonna be the most live on a hobby Instagram or whatever you want to call it ever. That's what I'm gonna say. I think the most I seen was like 10 point. No, I don't know. I don't want to make up a number, but it's gonna be a high. It's gonna be in the hundreds, thousands. I think.
Are you gonna be on, JD?
I mean, why not? I mean,
right?
Drake, who doesn't like Drake? I feel like if there's any rapper that's gonna jump to the hobby, it should be Drake, just because of his following and his personality.
Oh, so Colin said it says 10:30 EST Eastern time. So in a
Man,
minute. Interesting. Really?
he's
Mm.
gonna. I'm telling you, who's ever to pull Mr. Drake is gonna get a big chunk of everything right now.
Oh yeah, Colin, I remember you. He said also nice meeting you over the weekend after I was talking to you about buying the Griffey all that. Oh yeah. Please hit me up and let me know if you think that you'll be going to Del Mar. I think it's gonna be a cool show, man. And then, the cool thing we talked about. What are you doing after the show? San Diego is 25 miles away.
You're staying the weekend, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I might have to. I'm gonna leave Saturday morning because the next day I'm filming again. So I'm gonna try to make it the best I can with that.
So you're gonna come down Friday, leave Saturday?
Um, maybe we'll see. I mean, it's not that far of a drive for me. I can literally get there in an hour, hour and a half max. So we'll see how it moves. But for sure, we gotta walk. Let's walk the floor when I get there.
Oh yeah.
See how it is.
Oh, I'm excited, man. Yeah, I'm
May
glad that you.
if I'm able to get a table, maybe we could probably do like a live short episode maybe or something.
Oh, I'm
We'll
down.
see. We could
Yeah.
probably let me see if I could pull a table. Call Wiley.
Interacting from the show is it's cool, right?
Yeah, I just think it might be a little too loud, but I think if we could pull something off like that, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice.
Maybe
Be real.
walk the floor, walk live, like you know what I mean. Do something. We'll figure something out.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be real nice. I'm really excited about this. First is Alex and Wiley. Then you got the union involved with them. It's the location. It's not that far away from San Diego. And San Diego, no one knows. It's one of my favorite cities.
It's a nice city. I love that place. Nice
Nothing,
getaway. It's a
yes,
nice
nothing like
getaway.
San Diego. Very different than LA. Very different.
Yeah, super. It's not. I sometimes I prefer going to. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna lie. No, not anymore. Before we had kids, I'd rather go to San Diego than SF. Now I like going to San Francisco more.
San Francisco is up on my list. It's a very nice city as well. It's different than San Diego, and that's what makes it unique.
Yeah. What's your favorite city that you ever been to? Just real
Washington,
quick.
Washington D.C.
I haven't been there yet. I want to try to get there one day.
It's a great place. You got a lot of stuff to do.
A lot of
A
history.
lot of history,
A lot of history.
a lot of good food to eat from
Mm.
around the world. Uh, Back to a lot of history. Um, you can meet different people from all over the world and have conversations with them, like anywhere in DC. Um, and when we say history, right, um, you got
That's history. History. That's
it's history all over. We're talking about
history.
Vietnam
Sports,
Wall. You got the
music,
MLK
everything.
statue. You got the Lincoln
Everything.
Monument. I mean, then you go beyond that. You got Howard University is there. You
Yeah,
walk that
everything.
school. It's just so much stuff there to do and to take in and to learn. Every time I go there, I learn something different.
What about your favorite sports city that you've been to?
Favorite sports city. Hmm. Um, I don't know if I have a favorite sports city. Um, I like to go look at different stadiums, check out different things, and kind of take in where I'm at. Um, San Francisco is one of the best baseball stadiums I've ever been to.
I haven't been yet. That's where I really want to go.
It's
That's the
nice.
next. Once if the Yankees go up there, I want to go up there.
Brendan says real quick, no comedians doing box breaks. Dave Chappelle could break that glass. It's going to happen. That will occur.
That'd be cool. That'd be pretty cool. Dave
Very cool.
Chappelle, Kevin Hart,
That's a great
Cat
idea.
Williams, all of them.
Because of the commentary around the cars, it's going to be the hysterical.
Yeah.
Especially if people are doing pack battles. Think about what we talked about in that with a pack battle.
That'd be the funniest thing ever.
That would
Oh
be
my
hilarious.
god.
What are you pulling? What am I pulling? That would be
I
hilarious.
can you just imagine Kevin Hart or like Cat Williams and Dave Chappelle just going at it like, what you got? I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. Like, no, that ain't nothing on. It has to be unfiltered because there. I mean,
I think it would have to be.
it
It would
has to
have.
be.
And then you got a lot of you got Amy Schumer and there's so many other female comedians too that you could bring in this. That
Yeah, there's so much potential, man.
that's
That's
great,
why.
Brendan. That's a great idea. But going back to sports cities, yeah, I kind of take in each one. What's so cool about San Fran is the diversity in food and experience that is in that place, and
Oh
where
yeah,
you're sitting right off the bay. Now, bring warm clothing, but you're sitting right off the bat. So, if it's loud, use over the earphones. What's the noise canceling mic? With the noise canceling mic.
yeah. That's gonna be the challenging part.
Nathan said, "Love San Diego. Wish it was more affordable to live."
Oof, man, I bet. But
Mhm.
go to Frisco. Frisco's the most expensive city to live in.
Yeah, it is right. And Brenda says, "Yes, Chris Rock." Man, that would be hilarious.
That'd be a good one.
Charles, did anyone see Steve Aoki bought hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Marvel PMGs last week?
Oh man, I saw.
I know he's talked about Marvel PMGs. I know he's been actively purchasing them. I didn't know he purchased hundreds of
Hundreds.
thousands of dollars
Oh, man.
last week, but I know he's talked about and been actively in the Marvel PMG market. I do know that. I've known that for quite a while.
That's insane. Especially with the
Well,
movies
we
coming
talk
out.
about that, right? Let's say you are Aoki or someone else, and you come in and you buy up a bunch of stuff. Are you then in control of the market?
I mean, he sets the market because does
Mhm.
he do his research of what how it is? You know what's crazy? He has a huge following because when I went to Boston, he was there. He was breaking, and people when were like, "Oh, Stevie Aoki's gonna start breaking," blah 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 blah. Everybody ran from whatever they doing and just watched him break. I was like, God, this guy has that big of influence in the hobby right now. At the time, this was back in February. Oh, it was last month basically. But yeah, he was just he's everywhere. I think he's the first celebrity that that jumped in the hobby.
Hmm, interesting. What was he breaking? Was he breaking
It was Panini Immaculate. I don't know what year. No, it had to be 2019 because he put a Bobo. So there it goes.
Interesting.
It's crazy.
All right, so you said now we got a Aoki. I'm just following the path here. A couple of them from Charles, and then he says Mervyn Flores. Okay.
Dang. PMGs, man. Who would have thought that PMGs would be like this big thing, sports card market? And it's crazy.
Well, do you think there are going to be other things that come up after a while?
Yeah, I knew it
That
was
we're
gonna.
not talking about right now.
I knew it was gonna happen. I was just wondering, like why all of a sudden.
Well, I think if markets become mature, let's just think about this from a marketing or economics or business perspective, right? If markets become mature, would it then be time to venture into a new market?
I mean, yeah, no, I agree. No, trust me, I 100% agree with what you're saying. I just think it's crazy how we go from Prism to Marvel PMGs like that, or Top
Well, the
Scroll.
connection is if you go from Prism, then you go to PMGs and sports. We're talking about older PMGs, right? Then you
Mm-hmm.
make the transition to PMGs outside of sport,
Mm-hmm.
and those are Marvel PMGs.
Mm.
I mean, that's
Makes
kind of
sense.
like the road you take.
Makes sense.
What's coming up next, though?
Who knows? Anime cards are coming up next. We'll see.
Could be Dexter. I really appreciate you. Great show, FD. Love that you have true collectors on your show and not industry people trying to sell their product. The
Dang.
goal, I think, our goal of what's the flavor is to showcase the hobby.
Yeah.
To JD and I want to talk about different things that we experience, shows that we're going to be going to, um, and then what our perspective is, and maybe in the future we talk to people that
Yeah.
show their perspective in the hobby and what's going on. Um, that's what I would like to showcase.
Yeah.
That's the
But let us
and
know if you guys have anybody that you want us to come on the show eventually, because that we're working on that. But we want to hear from you guys. Any ideas you guys have? Any guests you guys want us to bring on the show?
yeah, we would love to have them on. Brendan, do we have market cap belief? Expand that for me. Break that down. What is market cap belief? I
I
haven't
don't
heard
know.
that. Yeah, break that down for me. I'd like to get into this conversation. That would be cool. When Fanatics buys Upper Deck, is Fanatics buying Upper Deck?
I think
Imagine all
so.
the PMP possibilities.
Not
So
just
is
PM.
Fanatics, but is
Oh,
Fanatics going to buy Upper Deck and Panini?
they need to buy everything. That's what they need to do. Not even just PMGs. Imagine LeBron signing again, MJ signing again. All these players and Upper Deck has a lot of cool stuff that Panini and the other brands don't have. If you guys really like and look at Upper Deck's website, they have a lot of cool stuff, like a lot of MJ autos of his shoes, LeBron jerseys, all these things that you guys can't find unless it's on the secondary market.
Mervin says, "I do see. I hope to see DC characters in modern cards.
Me
Why
too, man.
why do you think you don't see more DC characters?
I don't even I don't know because when I looked up when I watched Batman, I was just curious. What was the first Batman? It was like 1960 something tops, something like that,
Hmm.
and there hasn't been a
TV
Batman
shows
since.
probably out at the same time.
Yeah, it was like you should see these cards. I was like, man, these cards are crazy back in the day. But yeah, I'm surprised. DC, especially with Batman, what they're trying to do. I'm surprised they don't have any cards or anything similar to what Marvel's trying to do. I see
Hmm.
DC's always messing up, man. They're always a few steps behind Marvel, and it's frustrating.
But why is that though?
I don't I don't know. I feel like
I think. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I
I'll
feel
tell you
like
my.
DC has a I don't know if I can say anything, but I feel like DC got a better characters, better storyline than
You think
Marvel.
so?
I I like things that are real and authentic and dark. Like I feel like as a superhero, like Batman. Oh, I'm tired of seeing the Joker and everything, but I'm just saying like did you see Justice League, the
Oh
Snyder
yeah. So
cut? I thought that was really
I
good.
definitely saw the remake of Justice
The
League,
remake was I mean, it was 5 hours long, but
but it was
you
good.
you can see the direction that they're going. But yeah, I don't know. But I just think
Well, see, this is
Marvel.
what I think, right? I thought that Stan Lee was a genius of making realistic characters with Marvel. So every one of them has something that you can relate to.
Exactly.
The
Exactly.
mutants were
Super relatable.
yeah, super relatable. There's a lot of things around the mutants, people that are different, and how
Agreed.
they're being treated in society.
I
You came
agree.
with Black Panther at a time where there,
Especially now.
yeah, the civil rights movement was going on. He came with the Black Panther. There's a lot of things. You get down into Charles Xavier, Magneto. Magneto was in a concentration camp. I mean, he tells
Yeah, no, I agree.
stories in these characters. X-Men, I loved. I've said this before because people came from all over the world to be a part of the X-Men, and so you had so many cultural things going on in the academy, the Charles Xavier Academy, because people were trying to relate to each other. So those are the kind of things that I got into.
No, I
To,
agree.
to be DC, some of their characters are not relatable.
I can see why you say that too. I can see
Superman,
why.
you
No.
got to find some kryptonite somewhere to really get at him, or the love of human beings to really get at him. Batman, he really doesn't have a weakness. His weakness, I guess, is being sad from what happened to his parents. But also, what Stan Lee did was that he created an alter ego in Marvel from DC. So if you look at
Yeah.
Batman,
They,
you got Iron Man.
they
Some of
mirror
the
each
same,
other.
yeah, the narrative is the same, right? So you have these characters that really can't be touched and Marvel, because they relate so well to
Yeah,
people, just about
that's what it
everything.
is. That's what it is.
So then now, but at the time, you got to think about ingenuity, right? He was creating a comic which people at the time thought was for children. So
Mm.
DC kind of made those characters for children. They didn't get into a lot of the problems of life because of who was going to be reading them. But Stan Lee he wanted to really write books and screenplays and things like that. So he took that desire to do that and put it in a comic. Yeah, they were about to go bankrupt, man. You were watching documentaries on Marvel; they were done
But I think Disney helped out a lot, right?
big time.
Them picking them up, and I think, but I trust me, I completely agree what you're saying with the Marvel because they're super relatable. Like Spider Man, it's a typical teenage kid gets bit by a spider. Who did growing up? I was like, man, I hope this spider bites me right now and turns into a superhero. But
Yep,
I'm just saying, I just feel like DC they missed out on a lot of opportunities that they could have had. You know,
a
I
lot.
feel like they keep making a new Batman every 2 years.
How many more times you gonna make that
Yeah,
story?
yeah, too many Batmans. Superman. I'm like, they can't get it right, and that's the most frustrating part is because they're up there with Marvel. It's just they just can't get over the hump for some weird reason.
Very true. Make sure I catch up on. Okay, the question of market cap is a philosophy of sorts in that data can provide accurate prices in said market. But
Mm,
walk me through the cap though. So okay, the small is due of corrupted data is the monkey wrench.
hmm.
But I don't know. When we say corrupted data, is that saying there are bots involved? There's shield bidding involved. I'm gonna dig into this. What will corrupt the data? Let me know that.
Yeah.
And I used to work in data mining, and okay, trust is sport called folk is a double-edged sword. Um, Thomas Wood, good morning from the UK. Thank you for being here.
Damn, the UK. We got views from the UKFD.
UK in the house.
Sheesh,
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So Brendan, I just want to know what corrupts the data. And then I think I can start digging into this. Okay, McFarlane did the best cover. Okay. Yeah, he did. He did great covers. He inspired a lot of stuff. You've seen kind of respectful covers of other comics that kind of copy what he did, especially Spider-Man 300. You see a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my favorite is Spawn. This is Mervin though. Waiting for them to start making the remake with Jamie
Ooh,
Foxx as Alfred.
man, I can't wait.
I understood that this is coming soon, right?
Well, I mean, look at Blade. Blade's coming back too. you know,
This is gonna be wonderful too. Who they
I
have
want
playing
them to make
Blade? It's gonna be
Spawn,
wonderful.
man. Spawn. I remember Spawn growing up. It was a good one. So can you
Mm,
imagine now with everything? It's gonna be a crazy time.
It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting. I think companies learned something when Miles Morales came out, and I think the comic industry learned something when Miles Morales came out. Have you looked at the prices of 9.8s and 9.6s of the first? Oh man, that
Yeah.
9.8 Miles Morales is like a $5,000 comic book
Wow.
in a short amount of time. I think it's going to be a very big comic book in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. Just
The
with
Gwen Stacy comic book. I know we're talking about comics. Gwen Stacy comic book is a well valued comic book as well.
yeah, man, comics. I'm telling you, you guys need to do your research on that. There's a lot of potential on that market.
A lot. And it saw swings like cars, right? In 2020, a lot of
Yeah,
prices.
it's hard for it to swing because there's no production or anything like that. Like there's no live stats or they do anything
Oh
crazy
yeah,
if they
true.
get hurt. Yeah.
But it went up just like cars in 2020, and then it has seen a decline just like cars in 2022. But there's another cycle that we're in right now that we will see. All right, Brendan said Todd McFarlane as a person is just rude though, not a people person at all.
I
Well,
don't know.
let me just say, I want to say this. You have different people all over doing different things. There are a lot of people that aren't people persons. There's a lot of people that I wouldn't characterize as that. But the way that his artistry and what he does is very rare. So if you're a person that's doing something very rare, there may be something about your personality that also is rare. So
Yeah.
I know some very creative people. I went to school with. I had a roommate that was an artist. Introduced me to other artists that made pottery, paintings, things of different natures. Started learning more about the mindsets of different people outside. You get outside of football, right? You get
Mhm.
outside of business school classes. You get outside of that. There are other people on your college campus. You kind of. I like to get to know them because it was indicative of what was going to be going on in my life. We get into the car community. That's not the same thing as like the athletic community,
Yeah, different
So
mindset. Different
different,
mindset.
and I appreciate that because it brings about different levels of creativity. Charles said just scored a 2015 Marvel Vibranium Miles Morales PSA 10 out of 50. That sounds like a. I'd love to see a picture on this. Worth over 5 figures. That's a great card, Charles. Great card. Brendan, tough auto. Like Barry Bonds. McFarlane said it himself. He's an asshole. LOL. Yeah, I don't think he's concerned about that.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
don't
he,
care.
he doesn't care about that.
I think
Uh,
like you said, people think they're certain they're assholes, but if you really know them, they're probably not. It's just you know.
Brendan said, I've always felt that the fans should come back happy. Um, in what context is that? Like, what are we talking about when we meet someone? They should
I
not
think
be
talking about
rude
the
to us.
comics. Oh, I guess yeah. I mean, let's say I meet Kyrie and he's like an asshole. I'll be so pissed. You know what I mean? I'll just be like, "Damn, I've been hyping you up since you got this whole time, and then you just want to be like this rude." I don't know. It's crazy.
You know what's funny though, JD? When I meet an athlete, right? I've met quite a few athletes in life. I have no preconceived idea of what that person is going to be like.
Yeah, me either. Me either. And I give him
Now,
the
if I
benefit.
meet, I don't, maybe I don't know. If I meet somebody in a hobby and they were rude,
I have. I'm not gonna say
are
any
are
names.
you shocked if you meet somebody and they're rude? I don't know
Mm,
if I'm shocked about that. I don't know. I don't really come
um,
in with.
I mean, I come in as humble as ever. You know that.
Mhm.
I don't. I just. When I first started, I asked a few people, YouTubers, like, hey, what's the secret? Give me a few tips. And they kind of just brushed me off, gave me the runaround. And when they're on camera, they're all like da 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 da. They play the role. So I mean, I can see why people say stuff like that about them, but I keep it professional as much as possible. I don't put nobody's business out there. And I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
sometimes
I'm with
no, I mean, it is what it is. And I told my wife when I left that show, I was like, man, like I kind of looked up to that person or the people I was trying to, just all I was asking is simple question of like, how can I grow my channel? How can I grow my brand and whatnot? And they just gave me this runaround answer. But when they're on their channel, oh, they're breaking it down completely. You know what I mean? So
mm,
it's just stuff like that. But I was just like turned. I was just not turned. I was just like shocked. I was like, wow, like you would think this person's for the people, but realistically, it's really not. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So yeah,
Um, I don't know if it's growing up in a big city. I don't know if it's an attempt to not be disappointed. I've thought about this for a while, and I used to talk to my mom and dad about this. I usually come into most situations with no preconceived idea of what the outcome is going to be,
yeah, and I try to be in that same situation.
especially if I really don't know the person, right?
Yeah,
So, like, I'll ask a question of someone, even in a hobby or something about content or anything like that. I really don't expect anything back from them. I don't. If they do come across a certain way, like you and I first started talking, and there are other people. I bumped into Coleman Cars at the Mint, and it was my first time to really tell him I have nothing but appreciation, admiration, and respect for Coleman Carr.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing but. Every time I see him, I'm gonna give him his flowers, man. So I put him to the side and just told him how I felt about him coming into the hobby. I had a chance a few times to ask him a few questions about some things. He gave me genuine answers. I've come to his table at shows. He's the same person all the time. He takes the time to talk to you, and I told him I just appreciate that, and
No, I agree.
I want to thank him for kind of being that kind of person. Um, so when I first met, I'm gonna walk through this, right? So when I first met Coleman Cars, I had no preconceived notion of what my interaction is going to be, and how we're going to talk to each other, and what the results of that is. What happened? What would it be like? I had no idea. But when I met him and started talking to him, I was impressed. I was impressed
Yeah.
with his story. I was impressed with his dedication in the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Him living in LA. At one point, Coleman Carr was a waiter at restaurants and still
Yeah.
investing in the hobby, and not only investing, but also if you ask him a question about something, man, he has taken the time to help people direct themselves on what they could be doing with his advice and the road that he's been down. Those kind of things to me are rare in people, man. You know, if I step out of my shoes, JD, and I step in your shoes and I'm willing to help as if I was you, that's rare. So then when you
Yeah.
see that, I'm thoroughly impressed.
No, I agree.
But then if I ask
100%.
somebody else the same question and they gave me the runaround, or they said certain things, or they only talk about certain things on camera a particular way, and then they don't do that in other ways, it's like it doesn't. I'm like, how can I say this? Like, I'm not shocked either way. But when I
Yeah.
meet someone that is impressive, I appreciate that. And I
No,
want to let them know that I appreciate that.
I agree, and I feel the same way too. Maybe I went in there thinking, because when people preach a certain message, you think they
Mhm.
preach it 24/7, 365. So it was just a little shocking to me. But other than that, I mean, I agree what you're saying. Like I always go in there with no benefit, just like, okay, I'm gonna be more shocked of exactly what they're gonna tell me. Like
Yep.
that's the craziest thing. But yeah, I agree at 100%.
Because there are some impressive people in the hobby.
No, there's a
Very
ton of
impressive people.
my
Very
favorite
impressive.
part.
Especially when
My
you get into
favorite
that
part is
background story.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's
Very
the
impressive.
favorite part. That's the best part of the thing.
All right, let's get into some comments here. Dexo says JDFD with collectors being smarter with ultra modern. What's highest pop count you're comfortable buying into an investment? Under 200? I would like to say under 100.
Hmm.
Uh, it all depends on the card, though.
And the
So,
grade
yeah, the grade, the card, what's going on.
is it
Uh,
numbered auto? If you
yep,
could get an auto, if you could get an auto under 200, I think that's a steal.
I think so.
If it's graded, if it's a 10, low pop. I
But then,
mean,
does this athlete do they sign a lot, or is their auto just on cards?
mm,
We
yeah.
don't know.
See,
But
yeah,
I'll say as a rule of thumb, I'm probably looking under 150, 100. That's what I'm looking at. But then there are other factors that come in, you know, that I think are important to consider. Um, what about you, Dexter? Let us know what you think when it comes to ultra modern stuff. There have been some cards that look good. I've had some friends that say, "Hey, what do you know about this?" And look at the pop, and it's like 10,000 pop. I just let them know it's 10,000 pop. If you want a card of John Morant, if you want a
10,000 pop.
prism, if you want a prism base of John Morant, that's a high pop card. But if you want to get started somewhere and you really like Ja, then that's the card for you.
But just try to think outside the box a little bit.
Hmm. Brendan autographs. Raleigh Fingers was the first player to give me an auto. Great guy, very friendly and humble. I've only heard great things about Raleigh Fingers. I've never really heard anything other than what Brendan just stated right there.
Yep.
But just know out here, there are all different types of personalities. So
Yep.
because that person struck people out, hit home runs, ran fast, dunked over this person, did that, there are still personalities of people out there that
Yep.
sometimes doesn't vibe with other people. I work with a guy who said that he met Joe Montana one time in San Francisco, and Joe Montana cursed him out.
Really?
Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
heard that from anybody else. I've never heard an account of an experience with Joe Montana like that. So Joe may have been off that day, or he may want to just have family time. I think this was out in San Francisco, out and about. I think it was on the pier. That's what I remember. And he may have
Shoot.
just wanted time for himself. All right, yeah, like Kobe, he signed so much. He signed, but he signed in a short amount of time. And I know he had stuff with Panini. I know he signed other stuff as well. Um, but if you look at Pete Rose, probably even Dennis Rodman, I'm trying to think of some people. Reggie Jackson signs a lot. There's some players that sign a lot. Yeah, a lot. I mean, Hulk Hogan signs quite a bit. Ric Flair signs quite a bit. There are certain players in certain sports or athletes that sign a lot. There are players who are older who didn't make top salaries when they play compared to today's dollars, and a lot of players need this money from autographs to supplement their income.
Yep.
But you're gonna see
Yep.
them sign more. Uh, Sometimes you'll find an athlete where their life is cut short for any given reason, and they have signed less because they haven't gotten to that age or a part of their life where they need that level of income from signing. I remember Ernie Banks used to sign a lot before his passing. I used to see Willie McCovey a lot. We all know Ted Williams signed a lot of stuff in the last 5 to 7 years of his life. So sometimes it's like that. Yeah, Charles Drake and King Golden is both an open 86 Fleer basketball. I just want to know how many people are going to be on. So I
Yeah,
said over 150,000.
a
That's what I'm saying.
hundred, easy money, easy. They should just go on Drake's page, just call it a day, and that'll blow up everything.
Okay, so this is going on the Car World IG.
Yeah, I
Let's
just
jump
saw
over.
it. I'm waiting for it,
Jump
but
over to Car
they need to
World.
do it on Drake's. Just do it on Drake's, and then it'll be everywhere. It'll be on Complex, Hype Beast. It'll be everywhere. By tomorrow, it's gonna be on the news. It's gonna be Yahoo Sport, Yahoo News. It's gonna be everywhere if he does it on his page.
So Nathan says just for the Derek Carr auto from Mosaic, does he sign a lot? I don't know if
No,
he
I
signed.
mean, kinda. He signs okay. I mean, I got a few of his autos, but mine's are like out of 10, and I'm lucky to have a one of one right now. So it's
But when you say he signs a lot, is he signing on Carr or is he having autograph signings?
um, I the one I have is on card. The ones that I have, the tops, all most of it's on card. The
Okay.
Panini, the one of one is on card. So I know which mosaic he's talking about. It's this year. Not really. If it's numbered, then yeah. But he signs kind of here and there.
What do you think about Derek Carr, man? What do you think he's
That's
gonna
my
do
guy.
this year?
Come on, FD. That's
Oh,
my
I
guy.
know this your guy. No, Ryan, I know
Oh,
this. No. I know this
oh. I
your guy.
mean, I
I'm
don't
saying
know. I
about
mean,
performance now that he has his his
DA.
wide
Yeah.
receiver.
Well, it helps that Tyreek Hill is not in the division anymore. So we'll see.
I really think this helps Darren Waller, man.
Yeah, it opens up
They,
everything. So
they were double teaming a tight end last year.
yeah,
Teams they were playing with double teaming him.
yeah, they're wild.
He had
Crazy.
680 yards, I think, 682 somewhere around there receiving last year. After 1,100 season, he started out doing very well. Then he just got double teamed the rest of the season.
Yeah, and then he got hurt, so
Yeah.
kind of limited him. So we'll see.
Who's your running back?
Jacob.
Jacob.
Yeah, we got Jacobs and Drake.
Is he durable?
Nah. They're thinking about letting him go just because it's his contract year,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't think he's worth the money because he did.
He's a smaller running back, right?
Yeah, but when he is a small running back. When he came out of Alabama, he didn't play as much. He was more of their third down back at the time. I mean, you come from Alabama, it's kind of hard to get playing time.
Well, I just think we talk about it all the time. Small running backs,
Get hurt, yeah,
small point guards,
yeah.
they get hurt.
No
It's hard to
question.
take that beating. I tell
Yeah.
everybody, if you run the ball 200 times, you really got to hit 400 because you got hit and then you hit the ground.
Ooh, that's true. The ground's undefeated.
Undefeated, bro. The ground,
Undefeated.
turf, or grass will put you into
Undefeated.
retirement and you fight to get in the Hall of Fame. But
Yeah.
that ground will put you, don't let it be frozen and don't let it be AstroTurf or some kind of fake surface. It will put you into, like when Emmitt Smith used to run the ball all the time. Emmitt Smith also, was at the Mint, signed
Oh yeah.
with eBay. He walked right past us as he was coming in. He's always cool, man. He's always cool. It's always good to see him. Always kind of laid back, chilled out. But when he ran the ball 300 plus times a year, he really got hit 700 sometimes.
Damn. Yeah.
And that takes a toll on the body, man. People don't realize football player, NFL doesn't really want this stuff to come out, man. But there are guys who play in games who get bruised kidneys. They're still playing the next week. Have bruised livers. These guys are getting hit. Now you can put on real protection and all that, but it still is not going to take away that hit, really, as much as the stuff is coming.
Yep, I
So
agree.
there's no joke. There are guys taking shots to be able to play on a Sunday who may not have even been in practice Tuesday through Thursday because of whatever injury they have. That's NFL, man. But the NFL, their marketing team is not going to let that information out to the public.
Yeah.
Then when I hear people say, well, so and so is hurt a lot, there's really is a reason. Like Christian McCaffrey, right? Christian McCaffrey came out, and I've said this before and on other shows, and everybody was really hyped on Christian McCaffrey. And I said to people, he's a very small running back. He's not gonna make it.
No, I agree.
And you look at him right now, like he's that's a small guy.
Yep.
I went to a game, UCLA versus Stanford, his last year, and I saw him in person. He's a very small guy.
Yeah.
So it's hard for small running backs.
Yeah.
I think what the allure is that they look good running the ball. They're swift, they're spry, they come out of the backfield, but it just doesn't work out. So JD, today I went to a vegan food festival in North Hollywood.
How was that like?
It was amazing, man.
Vegan. You don't look like a vegan person, but
no, but I guess people say I'm a pescatarian. But
okay, I didn't know that.
I don't eat chicken or beef or pork.
Oh,
but
I went 2 years without. I went 2 years. It was not that bad. It was easy.
It's not that bad. But recently I've been controlling how much sugar I intake.
Me too.
I think that's the win. That's the key. But how much sugar do you intake? Then it goes to almost like immediate weight loss. Your body wants to immediately trim when there's no more sugar being loaded in.
Yeah.
But then if you're cutting sugar right, there are certain things that you're trying to stay away from on a regular basis. You still have some things. Every once in a while I have pasta, things like that. But you want to kind of stay away from some stuff. But this event, man, was cool. They had DJs, music playing.
I saw you were dancing.
Bruh. We went to that. G and I went to that 3-4 years ago, and then it stopped because of COVID.
Of course.
But today was so cool because the temperatures were right. But it's just you got different kind of food. Like I had Puerto Rican food today, mixed with a little kind of soul food. This one truck had going on, and then there was another place that had Jamaican food that was plant-based, ice cream. Oh yeah. Then there was like real candles made out of certain things. There are other things there too that's involved in. Then you have vendors that were from Texas. There were 2 vendors from Austin, Texas, in different places. So it was a cool event, man.
Good, that's good. You're making me hungry now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you out to a vegan food festival, man.
Let me know, man.
I think you're gonna enjoy it. So are you ready for this King Golden event, man?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm about to, whenever it's ready to go, I'm gonna see what it's like, see how many views. I'm telling you, it's gonna be over 100K.
It's gonna be big. Rookie card finder. What's up, FD? What's up with you? How you doing? Brendan, finding FD and the Oscars. Also watching FD and the Oscars. Tim Duncan's signatures are rare. They are very rare. His signatures on card are rare. There are some out there that come out of packs. Rare. John Stockton is a rare autograph as well. He doesn't sign much. You just have these players that get into signing. Larry Bird signs like every other week. He's going to sign somewhere. He doesn't sign any inscriptions. Don't ask him to put down Larry is the best or to Dave from Larry. He's not doing that. He just signs Larry Bird. Will Smith is crying. Well, JD, you have anything else you want to tell the people? I know we're going to. I know this Drake and Ken Golden thing is coming up, but anything else you want to tell the people before we
go? No. Just keep out an eye for what we got going next few weeks. I'm going into Bay for 2 weeks up there, and then let you guys know how it was like, and we'll compare the Bay shows to the Mint Collective.
Then the organizer of the April 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, he was there, right?
Yeah, he was there. I had a chance to talk to him. I finally met him in person.
Yeah, he's super cool. And then
very cool guy.
And then I think we get like a 2-week break before the big one in Del Mar, and you'll see us there. Make sure when you guys see us, don't be afraid to tap us and be like, "Hey, what's up? Let's talk."
Yeah.
But other than that,
I may say something to that person first.
Yeah. So other than that, besides that, I know we had the premiere show this week, I think, and then the following show is the cardstock one, and then there's a Burbank one. There's a local Burbank show the following week. It's not Burbank, but it's Burbank School.
In Burbank. Yeah, so Burbank School.
But yeah, that's all I got. And then we'll figure how we're going to do next week since I'm flying back that night. So we'll try to get live post-game reactions, how it's going.
Oh, we'll get it. April came in and said, "Oh, wow, did Will Smith really punch Chris Rock?"
Oh, wow. Oh, shoot.
Getting deep, huh?
Uh-oh.
Getting deep. Yeah, but the places that JD talked about are places that I plan to be. I won't be in the Bay Area on the 2nd or the 3rd or the 10th at this point. I will be in Del Mar. I most likely will stop by the Burbank show that we just talked about. I do plan to be at the large Burbank store at the Burbank Convention Center, sponsored by Dynasty Mode, Premier, and the Burbank Sports Card.
That's going to be a big one.
That's going to be a big one. It's going to be something nice. Something real nice. Yeah, the Oscars are going on. It's a lot going on right now, right?
No, I'm still waiting.
We got What's the Flavor going on. We got Oscars. We got Ken Golden and Drake about to open up some 86 flares. Jordans they pull out, and if they're sending it or not. The lunatics are in charge of the asylum. Yeah. But those are the things that's coming up right now. I'm gonna let people know more and more about where I'm gonna be at. What am I doing? There'll be times that JD and I will be together at shows. We're gonna come up with fun concepts of what we want to do while we're there. Interactive stuff with people as well.
Mm-hmm. And the guests, we're gonna work on getting guests on the show eventually. So let us know who you guys want, and we're gonna go from there.
That's right. This is an interactive show.
Yes.
JD, I appreciate you, sir. Always.
No, you already know how I feel, FD. The appreciation's always from this side.
Yeah, I really enjoy this time. I look forward to, like, I got back here this morning. I'm still charged up for tonight. I came in here. We went to the Vegan Food Festival. Came back. I took a quick nap, and I'm ready to go.
Man, next week I'll be ready. I'll try to get live post game reaction right from the airport, maybe. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, like I tried to give my updates on what's going on at the Mint. We're going to have content coming out from different people we talk to, interviews. We're going to bring you some people that you probably have not heard from before, and give them a platform to share their stories, their background, why they got into collecting. I meet a really cool collector. I won't spoil it, but I met somebody that I wanted to meet for a long time. He was at the event with his father. I know. Yeah, this will all be included in the content. But I've wanted to meet this person for a long time. I just admire. I'll say this: like I admire parents with their children doing something that's like in a positive way. I
Yep.
just really admire that. And I pulled this person's father aside and they fully expressed that. It gets me really excited. And it reminds me of my father and I, really, years ago. Like you could take this back to um, mid to late 80s, what we were doing together, how we were spending time together, and how we both were learning at the same time and sharing ideas about different things. I just enjoy that. And whenever I see people doing that, I like to give them their flowers immediately.
Agree. Agree.
It's special. It's
Agree.
very, very special. But until next week, we're going to work to be back here at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m., 9 p.m. Excuse me, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time,
Yeah.
9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be back here. So tomorrow, I'll have a guest on uh, what's the play. I'm going to have on Stack and Sell Inc. It's going to be a cool conversation. I wanted to talk to him for quite a while as well. Um, and I love showcasing different parts. I'll say this over again, different parts of the hobby, because there are so many different parts that need to be talked about, in my opinion. So it's always good to do. JD,
I'll see you guys. FD, man. Appreciate the love as
that's
always.
right. And well, I'll probably be hitting you with some notes on this Drake box opening. I know we'll both be on.
Yeah, maybe we'll probably do something for that.
Yes, sir. Yeah. But everybody have a good one. Don't
Have a
forget,
good one, guys.
Mint coverage is coming. JD has some stuff coming. We do some stuff together that he has coming out. There's gonna be
Yeah.
more stuff that him and I work on to do together when we're out and about live. Look for us at Del Mar. Look for JD in the Bay Area this weekend, and we'll see you soon.
All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Peace.